6 minutes, 6:15 or so. But however, in a quick pre-game discussion, I'm joined here by Pironious and Tempzeroral.
Temporal, whatever. Just so you know, I put my stream live as well. So we're doing a double stream, triple cast, at least intro to the game. So hello stream, you know why you're here. So I'll let Digital keep going.
Pironious, you there as well?
Yes, good evening everybody. Welcome. I'm excited to be here as well. And really looking forward to our first matchup. What are you kicking us off with, Digital?
I'm going with Exoclan versus RipNTear. Exoclan, I've known them. We know who they are. The reigning champs. The top dog. Seed numero uno. But my question tonight is, have they been getting complacent for being at the top for so long? It is history. History is proven. Fnatic, well, actually, in Fnatic and CSGO, they actually had a pretty good reign. Luminosity, though, they hit #1, and then they got complacent. They lost. But Exoclan, maybe they're different. We'll see. RipNTear, though, I've been following them quite a lot through LPL, and with Temporal in Rise of Legion, they have been consistent performers. But tonight, they'll be facing an absolute titan of a team.
I mean, what else can be said? It's Exoclan, the only competition they've had, team launched, gone, divided up amongst other teams. We're going to see Ferg, I guess, bring out the new roster and say, hey, you know what, I've moved on, and see what they can take. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Who is there to challenge Exoclan? That is really what we're here to find out. This is the prelude to First Strike, or Rise of Valor First Strike. First Strike, Rise of Valor? I should confirm, you know, what that naming is. But this will be a good prelude, and I wonder if Exoclan will be hiding. Maybe they'll just see. I'm of two minds. Maybe they will want to take it a bit more casually, not play to, at least in the group stage. Maybe they won't play to the highest level. But then when you look at the prizes, six grand just monetary prize, and then those 5 PCs each. Yes. They've still got something to play for, and maybe you don't have to. Maybe you want to show something before First Strike. Give the teams a little insight into why they should be afraid.
Yeah, there's definitely a case there to go in hard, assert dominance, and have teams sort of afraid to go up against you. Play the mind game there. It's not always about hiding strats, although we do expect that, especially as you say in the group stages, probably not giving away everything. The way these groups are looking up, for the most part, we can expect like top 2 from each group going through. We can expect Exos getting through into playoffs, right? That's a thing that's going to happen. We also are expecting Order to be getting through as well. Question mark becomes, who is the second team from each of these groups to get through? And that's why this first game over on our channel, Legacy versus Mindfreak, is a big one, because Legacy come in, team built around Ferg. They are the second seed in this group. They are the expected winner, but this is a team that's very good on paper. No one's seen them yet. And Mindfreak have been looking really good, especially with their new additions. So we'll have to see if they are able to assert dominance there, take over the spot, and get through to the groups. This first match is going to be so important for this Group A.
I'm just trying to think. Yes, we're in the same group, right? It's Exoclan. Oh yeah, between us, we're both doing both the Group A matches. Yep. So I guess the team that comes second, they won't have to. If you only need to play Exoclan once in the groups, and then we are assuming Exoclan will come first, but whichever teams come second and first in the group won't have to meet again until the grand final next time in the future days. So, I mean, all you have to do is survive one scare with Exoclan, get the next two wins, and you're set. You're pretty much set to the grand final, barring any surprises coming out of Group B.
Absolutely. I mean, there's still some tough competition in Group B, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I mean, as you say, it's going to be one dust-up against Exoclan in the early stages, and then don't have to worry about them for quite some time. So with that, it looks like the players are ready, and we'll be jumping into the game by the looks of it. And the map, just to go over map picks and bans here for our first match here, Legacy v Mindfreak. It's an interesting one because we don't know Legacy's map history because they don't really have one yet. This is their first match as a thing. But we do know Mindfreak and their best map being Split. They have not lost on in a game so far. So it's very interesting that Legacy actually chose not to ban that one throughout the map bans. We will be playing on Split as our first map, which is really huge and makes it for a very spicy map because, again, this is a Mindfreak looking to upset, looking to prove that they can beat this Legacy roster. and they get to do so on a map they haven't lost on yet. So we'll see how that unfolds here as we head into the game.
I can hear
Oh my
noises.
God,
Oh,
I
we're
was
good.
muted.
Been unflashed. Yeah. Thanks for bringing us in, Digital. We're going to get the match
No worries.
underway. So
That's true. And before I let you guys go, though, I have to say, my money is on Mindfreak. The new edition Sign and Swirl. I have high hopes.
you're not alone there. I have really high hopes for them as well. We personally saw them with Swirl before they even picked up Signed. They did it tight against RipNTear, but they looked really, really good. Hopefully the extra time has been enough that will get them across the line. But right now, I will bring up the scoreboard just to go through your rosters. Mindfreak is Lucid, Jack, Signs, Swirl, and Jasper.
I'll leave you guys to it.
Thanks. Legacies, Ferg, Zenkoko, Panic, Gazer, and Deoxide. And we're getting underway, Pironious. It's on. They gave us numbers on the map. Sorry. First time I've seen it on the mini-map.
I'm just having a bit of an awkward moment because all I've got is a white screen there. Okay, I now have vision into the game. Fantastic. I was wondering if I was going to have to cast off your screen all night, but yeah, we're on the way in the pistol round here, rather. Looks like we have the attackers there. Legacy on the attack, stacking up there, out B, ready to push in there. But, well, Lucid and Jasper there, ready to receive as well.
I'm still so pleased having numbers on the minimap.
Oh, it's so good.
Just observer things. Well, it looks like B is clear. They're going to get the spike down uncontested. Mindfreak. Yeah,
okay, so, yeah, Mindfreak playing for the retake here.
Still looking for a push up through mid, apparently, Jasper. And Lucid checking out the stairs of the spy cam. Nothing doing.
Zenkoko going for a flank here, heading up mid. That could be absolutely huge as he steps around. Down from Zenkoko as they go to retake the site, or rather retake the retake, and this is looking really good here for Legacy, who will take that one down. 3 players still alive and get a decisive pistol round win there. Looking really good so far for Legacy, but obviously that is just the first pistol round. This is where the game really, well, I say gets underway, but no, we will have the round after the pistol round, and Mindfreak not going to be investing a lot into this one. It'll be the third round where the game really gets underway, of course.
I mean, surprises can happen. Occasionally, teams do stumble in they get maybe the winner of the pistol round gets a bit cocky, but it looks like Mindfreak.
Yeah.
Legacy aren't willing to take any chances. Stingers in full armor across the board. The Spectres in full armor across the board.
Yeah, so not wanting to give this one away. They've invested heavily into this one, and obviously Mindfreak have not invested into this one at all. Should be looking really solid for a second round pickup. And they're playing this one slow and cautious as well, which I like. Meanwhile, Mindfreak, they've stacked A site, just hoping to catch some people off guard, steal some guns, and maybe make a run out of it that way. Playing a very passive, very defensive position here. Legacy creeping towards into the stack site. First contact, Jack's getting some damage down, getting away from that one relatively unscathed.
The Panic's managed to gain ramps, so up in day heaven. A little bit of room. You can see Jax is rotating away back to B just in case. So far Mindfreak's still wary, but looks like Legacy's happy to sit over here, wait. Maybe put a bit of fear into their opponents.
Well, here comes the hit, but so far Mindfreak winning this one out. They've taken down 2. It's 2v2 trade, but an opportunity here for Mindfreak to recover some weaponry. Not yet, though. As long as Legacy can keep them away from those guns, they've still got the advantage in this fight. And we're actually going to see the rotate towards B. Legacy have identified. The site is stacked. So the remaining members of Legacy moving over, they will get the spike down in time, but it's given Mindfreak a chance to recover some weaponry. Now it's a 3v2. They've got Spectres in hand. The remaining members of Legacy do still have armor. Well, some armor.
Well, Deoxide waiting. Jasper goes down really quickly. The Homer's going to retreat now, an even 2v2. Both players are coming in through defender spawn. Oh, Deoxide almost missed that. In the end, picks up the 4K and nice win. But, I mean, Mindfreak, they made them work for it. It was almost
They really did.
Unlucky second round.
Yeah, well, they went for the stack gamble, right? They stacked up on a site that ended up being the site Legacy walked into, so that does make it a bit rougher. But nonetheless, Legacy, despite stumbling into that trap, managed to get through intact, get the spike down in time, and pick up the round. So great performance from Legacy here. We're heading into the first real gun round of the game. Rifles out from both teams. The Legacy, because they lost so many players, not rifles out. They're actually not really able to buy into this one. They've gone for a bit of a bonus round instead. We're going to see SMGs and pistols. So, like, opportunity for Mindfreak to get something on the board here. Legacy do have that weaker buy, but again, they're stacked up outside A. This time we have a more traditional defense scattered across the board, and Legacy playing this one really slow, hoping to catch out someone from Mindfreak pushing, and again, upgrade weapons off of that. Doesn't look like anyone's doing that, so they are going to begin to creep towards this side.
He's just sitting in that dark cover. Bold, waiting for it to dissipate. Hopefully get some surprise kills off the back of that. Playing 10 with more. Gaza goes over the top. Nice couple of leaps from the Jet. Able to get through. Takes a bit of damage for their efforts. But now lots of positioning by the Jacks. Going to finish that one off. The Jet not fooled in the slightest. The spike is being planted. But Mindfreak have the numbers. They're happy to wait it out. And they pretty much know they've got an armory advantage.
Yeah, 5v3 retake with superior weaponry. Absolutely take your time. Set up for it. Set up for the hit proper. They've got a lot of utility smackdown on this one. We see it coming out, flashes and grenades raining down on top of these Legacy players. It's just the X side left, and he will pick up signed in there, so that's at least one gun denied into the next round. Mindfreak, perhaps unsurprisingly, do manage to pick up this round. Now we'll be heading into the fourth round. First round where both these teams are able to buy into the rifles, so this will be an important one to set the pace in the early stage of this first half.
Indeed, Mindfreak would certainly, of course, both teams would be looking to pick this one up, but Mindfreak, if they can level things up here, can probably give themselves an extra round or two on top of that. Because, yes, while Legacy can buy in, it'll be quite expensive for them. Even if they lose, I suppose, like, I suppose you win, you get the winner's bonus, so it might not be too difficult for them. Oh, Panic actually picking up a Guardian. Interesting choice.
Yeah. Jack's going to play this one with the knives rather than picking up a rifle rather from Mindfreak. So, I mean, that makes sense. That means they're still going to Mindfreak's still going to have money in the bank even if they don't pick up this round, thanks to the previous round win. And the hit moving towards B. They can obviously hear the boombot there in mid.
Yeah, Ferg going very aggressive. We're now waiting. Hit looks like it's going. Well, hit looks like it's going down. See if it's just a little bait. Maybe they want to see what's what. B is the more heavily present. There, I don't know where I'm going with that. B is has more defenders, and geez, Ferg just sits there, takes the aftershock. Now pops around the corner, takes care of Jasper. That's it. The hit is going down. Ferg out of B heaven gets cut down by Lucid. Picks up a second, finally taken out by Deoxide to even things up. Now the spike going down, Jax won't be able to deny that. See if the blades are able to make an impact. Gets a little bit of damage onto the breach. But only one blade left.
Yeah, a bit of damage there.
Go ahead.
I get that head dink, get the blade storm going. Oh, Gazer pops out, inches off Jax there. That is going to be numbers in favor for Legacy here as they look to defend this plant.
Oh, swirl through the smoke, and on Zenkoko as well. It's a 1v1 Omen v Omen. Who has the raspier voice? We're going to find out. Swirl baits it, picks up a 3k. Nice round win for Mindfreak. But it took quite a bit out of them.
Yeah, definitely did. It's not going to see them go into an overwhelming economic advantage of how close that round is, but nonetheless, does put Legacy into a bit of a disadvantageous position. They don't have a lot of money to buy into this next round. Meanwhile, we will see Mindfreak fully armed to the teeth. Jack's even going to pick up an op there as well.
Go on Deoxide.
Still in the bank. They have so much money there.
Deoxide could have just bought an op and nothing else. No, apparently Deoxide's a lot smarter than I am.
Absolutely, yeah. Legacy, they're going to go for half buy here. They're going to pick up what they can while keeping some money in the bank. Deoxide actually, tossing over that to Panic as well. Just going to go in with the Ghost. So they've got the hero Vandal there, which could be enough to get that one going, but we'll see if it's enough, because again, they need to get some early value with this and steal some weaponry away from Mindfreak. Good start.
Yeah, Ferg getting very aggressive in the Stinger of all things, opening the account. And Gazo had the blades out, hasn't actually seen anyone, so no real need to use it yet. Panic looking up through, I believe is it Signs?
Utility coming down from Jasper. They're looking to retake on through.
And have to contend with that cover. Still opting to maybe push out through. The flashbang, it might be worth it. Oh yes, gets the drop. No, Panic able to get the kill there. Gaza still waiting around there. Nice use of the showstopper from Sign. Takes two. Jax gets one as Signed with the 4K. The defuse should come through in time, Pironious.
Close, but I think he's got... No,
he
does not
doesn't!
get that in time.
You know what? I'm going to count that as an ace. That's 5 kills for Signed. Close enough.
It's a good round nonetheless, absolutely. And that is what Legacy needed. I mean, that was a half buy from them, bit of an eco coming into this one. They get the early aggression through, they steal some weaponry, they get the plant down, and they may have lost everyone in the process, but they pick up the round nonetheless. Jax does get away with the op, so Mindfreak still keeping in this one. That's a big round for Legacy picking up there, and it means that, well, the economy is switched. It's now Mindfreak in a bit of a difficult spot here economically, having to come out with the power pistols, the sheriffs out, and Legacy fully armed to push onto the site against that.
I love what Mindfreak's rolling with. There's one player with the op, the rest of them are pistols. It reminds me of a ranked game.
You're not wrong there, but in fairness, Jax saved that up from the previous round. It's not like
context.
Not like in the ranked game where you've got someone buying in an eco round.
Well, Panic giving the evil eye to nobody. The Rangers out here alone. Meanwhile, the rest of the team wrapping their way around to B. Gaza gets one. Coco trader back. Gaza on the high ground, another two, and it's just once again Jax, the last player remaining. Op in hand. Likely have to just suffice for some exit kills. Unless Legacy want to follow them up and, try and hunt down the op.
It looks like they are hunting for it. They know that it's just Jax alone with that op. They know that the money for Mindfreak is not looking great right now. They'd love to take that operator away. They just don't want to donate over too much themselves. They don't have a huge amount of money in the bank. They don't want to take any risks. Going for a bit of a hunt. They're sort of narrowing down the places that Jax could be, but I don't think they're pushing too aggressively there. Dark cover coming out there might mean that we're going to see Dioxide going for the push through there.
Nah,
it's just eliminating where it could be. I think both of them looking, we see the hunt through heaven. I think they know by now. But yeah, they're not gonna be overly aggressive and risk it. And I like that move. I do like that move.
Yeah, building in that way, they're building up that healthy economy. I don't want to go with it. Yeah, they're building up the healthy economy. They know that Mindfreak, they can bring it back. 2 rounds on the trot. That's all these teams have got so far in this match. 2 for 2 for 2. And if that pattern continues, Legacy will need what they've got. We're going to go into a tactical pause. That's okay. I did read the rulebook. It's okay. We're not just making things up as we go.
Yeah, tactical pause from Mindfreak, so a chance to take a breather, take a moment, discuss how the plays are going, maybe adapt to what we've been seeing from Legacy so far, try and come up with a new play as we move into this round. It is another gun round that will be coming through, rifles for all players here. But again, this is a big one for Mindfreak's economy. They need to pick this round up, otherwise they're going to be stuck in another suboptimal buy. And Legacy, they're starting to bank up some economy here. So if Mindfreak can't pick up this round, we're looking at a half where Legacy has a huge economic advantage. It's going to take a long time to get that back under control. It means it's going to be very hard to, I think, win the half if you don't pick up this round here. So a crucial round for Mindfreak. A lot of stakes here. I mean, Legacy, like, they could be brought back under rain, but, like, yeah, if Legacy win this one, it's going to be a real uphill battle getting this half away from them.
Do you know how to get rid of the chat box? It's stuck on my screen.
Have you tap enter again? It might close, I'm not sure.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh, just permanently hide it from the HUD, I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that one, to be honest.
I swear it used to always say disconnected and there was a down arrow. Anyway, back into the round. Is Jax
Looks
we're
like
watching?
our overlay team names might need updating as well.
You're a good point. Alright, you take this round while I get that covered?
Absolutely. Legacy going to be moving over towards A site here. I'm going to see it from the shadows as they move to secure that as well. I think they've managed to successfully fake the B and rotate over to A. Mindfreak completely out of position to stop this one. So they're going to be playing for the retake whether they like it or not. Plant coming in now. But we do see they are stacking up ready for it. Ooh, Panic, however, gets taken out rather by Signed. That is an opening into this one. It's a 5v3 retake here. So Legacy, they got a lot to worry about there, but is in a great position to flank some of these players coming in through Heaven. The Oxide picks up Lucid as well, so starting to even up the balance book here. But Gazer, whoa, Jax was ready for that one. Absolutely deletes it out there, and now the defuse coming through. It is just a lone Zengoku who gets taken out by Sign there. That is a defuse coming through. Mindfreak will pick up their third round here. We absolutely have a series on our hands.
That we do. And it's an interesting way of going about things. It's the only way Mindfreak has won so far is defusing. So while Legacy's got the spike down, at least 5 rounds, Mindfreak has been really good on the re-engages, able to come in multiple times really with number advantages after the spike has been planted. So they're not giving away their lives needlessly beforehand. And I guess to invert that a little bit, they're making Legacy work for the plants that they're getting.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Mindfreak, they've been looking really good on the retakes so far. Obviously, it's preferable to prevent the plant in the first place, but next best thing is, of course, winning those retake rounds. Jax getting an early kill onto Ferg. It's a great start. But now they know the hit is coming down at A as well. We're going to see members rotating over, and this could be the opportunity to prevent that plant.
There we go. The cover's going to stymie Lucid for a while. Suspects there's someone down there. Maybe hoping for a head to pop through, but he's Jax with line of sight aplenty. Gazza down once again. Perhaps, not feeling the Jet v Jet at the moment. It's a couple of rounds in a row where they've fallen afoul of the op. Once again, Zengoku going to find themselves the last player remaining, cut down. There'll be another defuse for Mindfreak. They're keeping it on a roll. Perhaps that's the best way for them to go about things. Just let Legacy plant.
Well, sometimes, yeah, it's better than make sure you survive, especially when you manage a retake like that. Not a single member from Mindfreak going down. So they even up the scoreline 4-4, and in the process preserve all those guns. It's now Mindfreak's economy that is looking really scary into this one. They have a lot of money. Legacy need to start picking up rounds here to bleed that one away. Only 4 rounds left in the half, which means that realistically, if you win all of them, you're probably getting 1 round left if you're Legacy, where Mindfreak don't have a proper buy. And even then, loss bonus coming into that, you may not be able to break Legacy's economy for the rest of the half, or Mindfreak's economy rather, for the rest of the half. Meanwhile, Legacy having to play this one with a, bit of a suboptimal buy here. Only 3 rifles in play, plus a stinger.
Jeez, Swirl playing very aggressively. It's Paranoia. Has the Paranoia in turn. The Telly's out of it. Dodges the showstopper. Nice play from the defender. Has taken 10 with Panic, though. The Rain is going to finish that one off. Paint shells just for good measure over the top. Ferg getting that spike down.
Ooh.
That's a good...
Lucid will take Ferg's head off of there as they're looking to retake this once again. It is a 4v3. Jax losing it down. Well, let's see, 4v3 now after Jax,
Blade
I
v
should
Blade.
say.
Come on, bring it on. Ah, Gaz is the one that gets the better end of that. The showstopper from Sign. There's 2 blade kills, 2 showstoppers in this round. Ults are coming out across the board. But so far, it's going to be favouring Mindfreak. Yeah.
Huge rolling thunder from Jasper there, catching both the remaining Legacy players, putting them into an awful position to try and prevent that defuse. And of course, if that wasn't enough, Lucid then stepping out to clean them up as well. I mean, how do you respond to that? You sort of in a position where it's unfortunate they were both there, but it was the only safe place for any of them to fall back to as the retake came in. So they got put into a box and then taken out the help of Jasper's rolling thunder there. Mindfreak now leading for the first time this series, 5-4.
Oh, slow start, but impressive comeback so far. Once again, Panic's... Okay, Panic, yeah, didn't have the funds for a full rifle, but once again on the Guardian. Not often. I don't keep bringing it up. It's just not often we see teams pick it up. You just don't go for it. You may pick up a Bulldog instead.
Yeah. You're not wrong. It does tend to be the Bulldog, a bit better in those sort of short to mid-range fights than the Guardian. But, I mean, if you're playing the longer angles, a lot of utility getting thrown in there. Sign picking up the first kill onto the Oxide of the paint shells there.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, Legacy going to be feeling that one, having their top fragger going down before they've even managed the hit onto the site.
Oh, you dice him with death signed. Has to dodge the paint shells. So far, so good. Trapwire is going to isolate at least where Ferg is swell, finishing that one off on the high ground. Seeing heaven. Oh, that was a great headshot. Turns around, nails. Panic for good measure. 3 for Swirl. And 3 on the trot for Mind. Oh, 4 on the trot for Mindfreak. The first time they get a win without defusing.
Yeah, it's the first round they've prevented it. But, I mean, when you lose the Oxide that early in the round, really does get in the way of it. And we're going to have another round that they probably favoured to win here. Legacy, they're really short on cash. Got to save some money for the final round of the half. So we're going to be seeing Stingers and Pistols by the looks of it. Bit of armor, maybe not everything that they'd like. They stack up outside of A. Mindfreak, again, huge economy, huge weapon advantage. I mean, they're set for the rest of the half. There's not that much left of the half to begin with. But we've seen Legacy do really well on these eco rounds before. Let's see if they can do it again.
Gaza! Well, great follow-up on the Jax, taking the ult right out of play. Maybe able to retrieve it, actually. Yeah, it does.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's going to make things a whole lot more difficult for Mindfreak as they re-engage. You've got Gaza watching heaven. The cloud burst dissipates. The flash is going to force them back a little bit. As Signs looking for something.
Signed, having a... Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice line-handed throw. Ferg is down. Jasper, the one finishing that off. Gaza makes him pay for it. I think the damage might have been done to a degree. Still 3v3 Lucid, where the kill is going to put the odds back in Mindfreak's favour. They want to finish out this half strong. Swirl make quick work of that, and now it's just Gaza left. Op is in hemp. Oh no! Had to pull it back out. Lucid going to finish off that one. A nice 2k for the Cypher there. Mindfreak going to the last round of the half, 7-4 up.
Yeah, looking really good there. I mean, that's a good round for Legacy considering the disparity in buys, but fortunately at this point, like, it is kind of all or nothing there, and dropping that one, I mean, it means second half of this one's going to be very comfortably led, I should say, by Mindfreak. That said, I mean, this is split. It's not the easiest map to attack. And picking up 4 rounds, it's not a terrible place to be after the first half, as long as your defense is looking really strong.
And they could add a 5th one here. Full buys for both teams. I mean, no point in keeping any credits at this point. You can't invest them. That'd be interesting. You know, I want to invest this for the next match. I don't need these credits right now. In any case, yeah,
creeping up towards heaven now.
Ferg bowled through the smoke. A nice position here. A couple of players got there without being detected. The Lear comes out. Oh, the hit is good. Ferg picks off them both. So well, able to get one before he dives. And the response from Mindfreak. Oh, dearie me.
A great counter engagement from Mindfreak there. Yeah, it was a great opening from Legacy. Ferg opening things up quite well. Mindfreak hitting back. It's a 3v2. They don't have the bomb down, but they do have it on site. Plant should be coming through any moment. And so that's why we see the players from Mindfreak backing off for a bit. Till the spike goes down, they can't be certain that they're committed to this site. Now Ferg on a bit of a hunt as you see from the shadows coming through from Dioxide, but he gets caught out by Sign there in heaven. It's now Ferg alone, 1v3 with only 28 health left. A lot of pressure on Ferg here to make something happen. Gets the first one on the Sign.
Gets the showstopper.
Showstopper comes out, Jasper shuts it down. That was so close. But Jasper will be able to close this one out. Easy defuse there. And that will be an 8-4 half going over to Mindfreak here.
That was so close. Yeah, flashing yourself. Well done. You know what? You earned it. But my God, Ferg. That was insane. Picking up the 4K, almost getting that 5th. Impressive play. But yeah, I mean, a strong start. Yeah. Strong start for Legacy in the half, but Mindfreak brought it back. It was incredible. 6 rounds in a row. Of course, the momentum's reset now, but both teams actually buying a little bit into this. Frenzies for both teams, so they want to get in, play it close and dirty. I suppose the heroes that picked up, especially the Jet agent. Sorry, I'm not surprised.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the pistol round, as we saw in the first half, very important for setting that early momentum. If you win the pistol round, you probably get the second round as well. It's almost for free, barring some upsets. So it's not too surprising we see it in here. And it looks like it will be Mindfreak hitting onto A. They are just rushing onto this site. Ferg's already picked up one, and quite a few players from Mindfreak getting low from the utility being invested on them as paint shell grenades getting some tasty damage in there. So it will be a 4v4 retake coming through, but oh, that's a great seismic slam coming down.
Lucid? Nice little pick onto Zenkoko. Oh dear, Gaza with the frenzy, spoiled for choice. They can't quite pick, but in the end, the rest of the team is going to help pick that one up. The defuse will come through. That will be Legacy Esports once again taking the pistol round. And before we get into analysing that, I just want to say, if you're not familiar with the latest observer changes, the teams are swapped sides, but the colours don't swap anymore. So if you're looking at it and thinking, why is green attacking now? Don't worry, you're not the only one that's confused. We will get used to it, but it's a nice change having the teams consistent across the map.
Yes, no longer like bringing up the observer scoreboard and having the players in the opposite color on the scoreboard as the team they're currently on is life-changing, believe me. It is a great change. And we will be heading into this round, and this is going to be a force buy coming out from Mindfreak here. They're looking to really shut down any early Legacy momentum. So SMG's out for both sides here, which means that if Legacy can pick this one up as well, Mindfreak are going to be absolutely bankrupted. So an important round here, but, well, because of the force spike, could go either way. Slight advantage for Legacy, but we'll see how it goes. Here comes the utility coming out, and they're rushing once again onto the A side.
Oh no! Jack sitting on top of the paint shells. Ferg going to finish that one off nicely. The spike is getting down, so there's still enough cover for that to happen. But Legacy have got plenty of players left. Boombot's going to spot out Gaz. Gazer, they're going to get taken down. Stinger's spraying away through the smoke. None finding any purchase so far. Sign eventually gets one, but Dioxide answers back with 2. Finally gets taken down for their efforts. But in the meantime, Ferg has been defusing.
Yeah, Legacy take the site, finish the defuse.
Oh, that is such smart play. While all that noise is going down, you don't hear the diffuse sound coming on.
Yeah, big steal away there from Legacy. Sadly, they lose both the players in the exit after that, so not getting to carry those weapons over to the next round. The damage is nonetheless done as they get that one away. And, well, Mindfreak, they are able to hold on to those Spectres as a result, and we will see those getting dropped across. It will be, again, Spectres, Stinger, and a couple of pistols. Mindfreak on a very weak buy, so they try to push into this one. Legacy looking a lot stronger with, well, it's still not a perfect buy. They've still got a couple of SMGs. They've got a Bulldog in the mix. Gaza, no armor available as well, but it is nice to have certainly real weaponry.
Geez, Trey's going down on both sides for B. I think Swirl really was ready for that, but unfortunately got flashed in the middle of it. Oh! That denied the spike being planted. It was on about 90%.
Yeah, I think he knew that he'd die. He thought he could get it down in time. Turns out not so much.
Jax just copped a flash to the face and it didn't do a single thing. Oh dear. Oh, Gaza! Floats around, nice headshot onto Lucer for the follow-up. That's what you want out of your Jet player. The slightest hint of an opponent, one click and they're down. And that delightful sounding operator too, the pew, that laser. Pew.
Absolutely. So Legacy coming back strong with the defense here. First 3 rounds successfully won. This will be the first time Mindfreak's been able to buy in with the proper rifles, so we'll see if that's a change there. But they've almost closed the gap just on the momentum that they got from those early rounds. And they're actually not going to be investing heavily into this one, interestingly enough. Legacy actually going with a bonus here. So we're going to be running a pistol, Bulldog, basically trying to save some money so they can buy in with rifles next round. Very interesting choice to go with, but can definitely pay off.
Well, I'm excited to see Gaza back on the blades. See if there's any of that pinpoint accuracy, you know, nice little ace, 1 knife per player. It's just enough to take that out.
Well, I mean, if you get the kill with the knives, you get the knives back, so you don't need to do it 1 per player.
That's just a little a crutch for lesser players than Art Gaza.
Fair enough.
Maybe he'll just right-click everyone. All or nothing.
Can be done.
Indeed it can.
All or nothing, do it.
But Mindfreak gonna back off.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They're backing away, moving back towards mid here. Legacy, they're just sort of shuffling around, keeping their players in place. No rotations coming through as of yet, till Mindfreak actually commit to a site. So with the players charging up into B heaven here, we're going to see the rotation coming through.
30 seconds left.
Panic backing off ever so slightly. Oh dear. Lucer goes down. The breach is on so little health too. The flashes are enough to push the Rainer back for the moment.
They have a lot of time though.
Jeez, Panic is surrounded but still getting the job done.
1 player remaining. 10 seconds left.
And it's enough. 3 kills. Left, you know, very little for the rest of the team too, and they end up getting the job done. Mindfreak ain't out of this yet. Sorry,
Absolutely.
Legacy ain't out of this yet.
No, it scores even up 8-all, and a great round to be picked up by Legacy, who, again, just as a reminder, went for a half buy there rather than fully investing, but they played that defense with so much discipline. Mindfreak, they were waiting for someone to come exploring, waiting for someone to push forwards, try and get some information to pick them off from there. Legacy absolutely doesn't fall for it, and in the end, Mindfreak have to make a desperate push onto site, which does not work out for them. And so, again, Mindfreak coming into this one with, well, a very, very weak buy here. Mostly just pistols, a single stinger in play, which means this is a round that Legacy should be able to pick up.
Jax looking for a target with those knives. Gets a brief flash. They're going to force them back as well as the breach utility. They suspect something is going on in B. In response, Panic has popped the Empress, but not going to be finding anyone. Mindfreak not going to play that game. They're split across the map, but most of them are heading across to that A side.
Yeah, they're going to rotate through ropes. They're setting up towards A heaven now. Meanwhile, we're actually seeing the rotation away from that from Legacy.
Oh, no. Zenkoko was still there, able to get the drop on Jax, and everyone's rushing back through the defender's spawn now.
Yeah. And that's great, because even if Mindfreak don't pick up this round, they get the plant, they get the extra money from that, which is what they're really looking for there. Anything hereafter is a bonus. So they've got to be happy with the round already. Retake is going to be nasty to defend against, but at least they get to hold the angles now. Oh, and they're committing into this.
Jasper coming from behind in A heaven. Not going to see anyone on the catwalk. As Ferg takes sign down with the paint shells. And here comes Jasper, pops out, gets one. But 2 quick kills coming through from Mindfreak. You know what? They're not out of this quite yet. Okay, yes they are. Lucid down. Jesus, Legacy Esports on a roll. Turns out that both these teams really favouring the defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a defensively sided map. I mean, it's split. These sites are nasty to try and take, and some of them are not the easiest to hold from the retakes either, so
Legacy
not
Esports
too surprising to see both of these teams doing well on the defense. And I mean, we knew that coming into this was Mindfreak's best map. Were undefeated in recent history on this map, at least in tournaments, so this looking to be exactly as close as we had perhaps hoped it would be. If our Legacy with a slight edge, 9-8.
Just imagine that. Yeah, this is Mindfreak's best map, a team that's been together a bit longer. And Legacy, you've got high hopes, but you have to prove it. And what a way to start proving it by taking Mindfreak this close on their favoured map to belabor a point.
Absolutely. Even better would be, of course, taking this map completely, which is what they're aiming to do, no doubt. Mindfreak going for the split push here. They're just looking for an opportunity, looking for someone to get into this round, get it started, playing for picks here. Looks like they might be stacking up towards a hit onto B with Lucid there lurking towards A, but hard to say. They're still playing this very passive here. Lucid on the hunt, looking for someone to catch, and maybe they bring that bomb towards A.
A Rolling Thunder comes out early. Now here the hit comes. Plenty of utility in B Heaven. Ships passing in the night. They panic, drop down. There you go, the neural theft. Making life a little harder for the defending team.
Yeah, Lucid getting that kill in A Heaven gives them the opening onto the site, and they will rotate through there, get the plant down. And now the retake coming through from Legacy. Already a 5v4 against them. And Swirl getting very aggressive there, trying to catch someone else out. Manages to duck away without taking any damage as well. And Legacy, they're all sort of bottled up in this area near screens. I don't know if they can make it onto the site there. Maybe they just
Lucid! You could see in the silhouettes, they were just, no one could, they were just out of vision of where Lucid was. They didn't necessarily expect him to be there. And now Dioxide has to run away. And that cover will help that. Just holding on to the...
He's just going to get away with the operator there. And no, the hunt is on! But no, Jax will get taken down. Not today, says Dioxide.
Well, you live by the sword, die by the sword. Jax really wanted that operator back. They're going to have to content themselves with just a Vandal for this round. But hey, that was Mindfreak's first win of the half. Sorely needed. They need a couple more on the board. Well, look, putting a couple in a row is really what they need to get their economy back into some kind of fashionable shape.
Absolutely. Economy looking rather close between these two teams at the moment. So scores are tied. Economy about on par as well. Slight edge to Mindfreak, actually. And well, this round going to be absolutely instrumental, as you'd expect, with such an even state of the board. Mindfreak stacking up outside of B. But from the shadows is coming out, and he's just going to teleport onto the back of the site, get the intel out of it.
He's going to stay
red like a hawk.
Oh, dear. Cops a showstopper for the efforts. You're not as sneaky as you think, Cypher. I mean, you'd be more sneaky if you didn't announce your presence really loudly. You think he'd learn?
Yeah, I love that from Ferg. That's absolutely what you want to see.
Actually, someone pointed out in the chat that kill feed is reverse colors as well, just to add to the confusion.
Naturally. Well, I'm sure eventually we'll get the spectator tools up to the point where we don't have that. Who knows how many patches it'll take. Nonetheless, we do have the remaining members of Mindfreak sitting here in mid, just outside of B Heaven. Looks like they're going to rotate towards A on this one. Meanwhile, the Legacy defense, they're split on both sides. Got all the bases covered here. And 30 seconds left on the clock. Mindfreak have to make a play for this if they want to get that spike down. Now they're making the push. They're going to get heard. And immediately Legacy are responding to this one. And I have to step out in front of... Oh, not land.
10 seconds left.
Ferg takes a hit down to 7 health. Jasper will get the spike down here. Lucid finishing up the raise. Yeah, it is best of one, even though I'm going to be 90 seconds behind. Someone in the chat answered already. So I'm getting distracted during the round. Bad caster. Zinkoko looking for something. Nice play by Gaza. Zinkoko around the back. It's going to make life a little easier. Now Lucid, a lot of work to do. We've seen him pick up those multi-kills, but it's going to be a lot more difficult when you're the only player left on your team. Happy to run away, despite being defused. Legacy Esports put their noses back in front.
Absolutely. It is neck and neck, as you say, but Legacy edging ahead here. And, well, it's looking like maybe Mindfreak in a bit of trouble here, because now with this round over, Economy, again, not in a great space. They're going to go for a suboptimal buy here. Oh, no, maybe they're forcing it. Actually, it looks like they are going into this one. Oh, no, maybe. Oh, maybe I should wait. No, they're not gonna force it after all. Maybe I should wait and see how it settles before I start calling it. They will go for the half buy here, which means, again, rough position to be in, but we see a lot of aggression coming out super early as they try to overwhelm the site before the reinforcements can arrive. Loser takes down Panic. It's a great start to it, and they catch Gaza on the retreat as well. So Mindfreak take over the site, recover some better weaponry, and they're going to get that spike down.
Here goes Ferg.
Looking for the retake.
Oh, flying through the air. The Clay Pigeon doesn't get taken out by the op. It's Signed who has to finish the job. Deoxide gets one, but Signed with the third. An op for good measure. Gonna not keep that, actually. Drop the op to save the assault rifle.
I mean, it seems to be that the rounds where they just go super aggressive like that and take the sites really early seem to be the ones that they do the best in. I mean, that they just completely caught Legacy off by guard with the change of pace there. Maybe they don't want to pull out the operator because it is a bit of a slower weapon. They want to keep this high-paced gameplay going, but it doesn't look like that's what they're setting up for. So, again, they've posted up on both sides. Legacy, they're rotating. Legacy expecting maybe that this might be a similar hit. Started the rotate, but maybe cancelling back. They're actually, yeah, they're rotating towards B, leaving... No, defenders are going back. They've identified the hit hasn't come in yet, and so they will return to their posted positions. Meanwhile, Mindfreak still playing this very passively once again. Catch people out of position, but Legacy, they've been really disciplined about this. They have not gone hunting and been punished for it yet this whole game, as far as I can remember.
Nice Pironious. Gonna limit Sign's visibility. Showstopper just invested on the stairs. Obviously wanting to convert it into a ramp, I guess. It's cleared out B for the moment. They're still waiting for the spike.
Yeah, I mean,
the spike is at A.
Yeah, Spike has moved over to A. All of Legacy is in B heaven, but the members of Mindfreak converging towards there. Now we're going to see, from the shadows coming through just to scout the information. Now Legacy know that's where it is, but do they know that Signed is still lurking here behind them on the B site? That could absolutely catch them off guard.
You can see Jax and Lucid waiting in Signs again. Oh, dearie me. They suspected... Oh, they knew the Cypher was there, but they didn't realize Jax was there as well. Brilliantly played by the Jet. Sign getting in the action as well. Swirl with a double. Oh, what team play. Mindfreak. Oh.
Yeah, when the going gets tough, Mindfreak get going, and they are showing it here and now. And now after that, look at this economy from Mindfreak. They have so much money to play with now. It is very unlikely that they are going to run into any economic troubles before the end of this game. In fact, it is impossible that they run into any economic troubles before the end of the game. Meanwhile, Legacy, they are in an awkward force buy here. They need to try and pick up this round. They need to get the scores leveled up again. They've had such good control in this half, but it's finally starting to slip away from them. And this would be just a horrible way to go down for them after such a great second half. Just allowing Mindfreak to get themselves into the game like this. See how it goes. Mindfreak again playing this very passive, but a lot of the action converging towards that midpoint now. They haven't really had any fights in mid yet this game.
Well, Ferg is certainly wanting to initiate one. Sitting inside that dark cover. Lots of presence. Oh dear, gets flash, pops out, cut down instantly. The neural theft's going to make life absolutely miserable for the 2 players left in Legacy. Darkside just has to run away, tail between his legs. Mindfreak have all the map control they could possibly want. It looks like A is going to be the go. Oh, poor Gaza.
Yeah, and I think Dioxide's just want to get out of this with the rifle intact, so you can bring that into the next round, because Legacy does not have a lot of money here, and they're going to be up against match point. So you definitely want to save this one. You probably don't feel like you're up for a 1v5 here, but he is hoping to maybe catch someone off guard, maybe take away a rifle from Mindfreak. It's not going to do a lot to them. They've got the money to rebuy it, so I don't think you take the risk, but at the very least, he's got some intel about where players are not, which means he knows what is safe, at least for the time being. And we do have 3 players from Mindfreak on the hunt for him. We might see Lucid catch him before the end of the round, but they're taking it slow and careful.
Well,
here comes the hunt now. Jasper
gameplay.
Closing in on him.
Nah. Just not going to get there in time.
Match point.
Well,
Yeah, very close, but the Oxide will carry the Vandal into this match point round. Could be the final round. Legacy need to make sure it isn't here. Freak in position to do what some would consider an upset. Certainly stamp their mark on this group and say, no, with our recent roster uptakes, we are absolutely the number 2 in this group. And that's basically what these teams are fighting for here. Of some other upsets later on against EXO, this is the match for 2nd place in this group. So a lot at stake here. Legacy, they've got a couple of rifles and some Spectres to play. It's not the worst buy in the world, but it's definitely not the one they'd like to have in such a crucial round here.
Well, you're talking about this might be the play for 2nd. This might well be the play for 1st if the upgrades from Mindfreak are good enough. An early win.
To see that one throughout the rest of the night. We will have that matchup, of course, Mindfreak v EXO later on this evening. Not on this channel, but it will be happening part of the group stages. So I hope everyone is excited for that one. Here comes the hit. Mindfreak moving over towards B. The utility is coming down from the shadows onto the back of the site there. Dioxide, pretty sure he knows where it is, but playing it very careful. Wants to catch people off guard.
Oh,
Ooh,
no! He sprayed the teleporting Omen, wasn't able to finish it off, and they just made him a sitting target for the rest of Legacy. They got the spike down, but they just... that's right, yes, they got the spike down. They just don't have the numbers they need to defend it. Ferg gets 1. But it's just that Raze left. Oh no, the Rolling Thunder, 15 health. That will be the end of things. Mindfreak take the match 13-10.
So a great performance from both of these teams here. Really, really close game. In the end, Mindfreak just able to edge out towards the end after going neck and neck for so long. Huge early momentum for Legacy in that second half, closing the gap. But Mindfreak, they run away at the end, take it to a 13-10 victory. And just what a great performance here. Mindfreak obviously have to be very happy after that one. Their recent roster upgrades looking very good here. And Legacy still, they put up a great performance. And in the end, I have to say, it was bold of them to take it to Mindfreak's best map. And in the end, that does not pay off for them. So maybe if they had the map bans had gone a different way, maybe Legacy come out of this one on top. Who knows?
Well, there'll be plenty more opportunity for them to make that up in the rest of the tournament. I will bring up that bracket. No, I will bring up the schedule instead. So we can have a quick quiz at that.
If you're looking to follow Legacy through their next map, they will be up on the main channel next against EXO. So that's going to be an absolutely huge map as well. If you're still looking to follow Mindfreak's action, then stay right here because we'll be hosting their next map here as well as they go up against RipNTear.
Good Lord. I am looking forward to that match, and other big matches, just a little aside before we go, that EXO Mindfreak matchup you spoke about earlier will be on Digital's channel at the end of the night. So that's all right. You can stay here, watch the next match. Mindfreak and RipNTear, so much to look forward to there. Both teams have beaten each other recently, so it really could go either way. I'm looking forward to that. We'll see you then. That should start around 7:15, so around 10 minutes from now, minus the stream delay, of course. I look forward to seeing you then. Else, check out everything else that's going on in the L'Oreal Men Expert Valorant Invitational presented by Chiefs. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. I'll catch you later.
Welcome back, everyone, to the L'Oreal Men Expert Valorant Invitational, hosted by the Chiefs Esports Club, sponsored by Intel 10th Gen processors. I'm Pironious, and I'm sure you know joining me is Tempzeroral, as we're on his channel. So we head into our second matchup of the evening, which will be Mindfreak against RipNTear.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to this one. Oh, these teams are both so good, and they're both always closely matched whenever they play. If you've tuned in the last Mindfreak map, you'll know that I love these teams, and they play so close to each other. Mindfreak knocked RipNTear out of the last Rise of Valor tournament in one of the Lenovo Legion tournaments. They both made it to the final. It went to 3 maps. We had 2 overtime maps in a row, but RipNTear was able to finally eke out a reverse sweep win over Mindfreak. It was insane, that match, and with the changes that Mindfreak have made, they've certainly upgraded. RipNTear, they haven't made changes, but they've had a very consistent roster across the entirety of their time in the Valorant scene since the game launched. So they've just been building and building up their teamwork, building up the synergy, the strats they've got, and I think for a lot of teams, that might give them an advantage over a team that is more newly formed than Mindfreak.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there is a definite advantage to having that consistent roster. It allows you to set up set plays and strats and really work on your team fundamentals. If your roster's changing too often, it's really hard to gel and actually form a proper team per se. You just end up with like 5 fraggers in the server, which, you know, in some cases can carry, but at this level of competition, you do often need to be a bit more than 5 fraggers in a server. And, well, with all that aside, we will be heading over here. We are, as you've no doubt noticed, going to be playing on Ascent. And well, this is an interesting one. We just came from Mindfreak playing on their best map. Now we're heading over to Mindfreak playing on their worst map here. This in terms of win-loss record. We're heading into the pistol round. We do have the members of RipNTear on defense here. Mindfreak on attack. And, well, these players are ready to go at it here as we get things started. A couple of players moving up, getting mid-control, but so far Mindfreak keeping their options open about where they're going in, trying to get that early intel.
Well, before the engagement comes down, just to introduce RipNTear, because Mindfreak hasn't changed. Scrawl, Greg, Lukey, Void, and Koro smile.
Absolutely. And looks like the hit will be coming down onto B. We did have an early rotate coming through, but they backed off, and now they're recommitting to the rotate as the hit comes down on the site. Mindfreak will pick up the first 2. There's the trade back, and Scroll picks up Signed. Spike planting down, but the retake is close. What they don't know about is that Cypher coming up behind. Lucid looking to get the flank, does take down Scroll, a shot to the back of the head. And now it is a 2v1 here. Oh no! That's a.
He's going to get half the. He's going to get half the defuse. Greg not going to be quite enough to take over Jax. The Jet finishing with 15 health, but if you're there, your only players alive, you can have as little health as you like. Mindfreak off to a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this matchup, it's especially after the previous one, you maybe expect Mindfreak to be the favorite in this one. But RipNTear putting up a decent showing of their own in their first match against ExoClan, getting handed a loss, but a 13-10 one means it's hardly the one-sided affair that maybe you expect from that one. Mindfreak, they're going to buy heavily into the second round, picking up 5 Spectres and full armor, and only a single Ghost in the hands of the defense there, RipNTear. Mostly sticking to the classics, looking to bank up some money there and challenge Mindfreak sooner rather than later.
Well, usually you see Void waiting up in mid. You sometimes see a shorty here, but, you know, a couple of right clicks in the classic can be quite brutal if they're dead on target. Oh,
Void
no.
Yes,
he gets it! Good job. Oh, he follows up on the smile! Oh, I love you, Void. Picks up a Spectre for the efforts. Guns down, Signed. Oh, my lord. Void carrying the day for RipNTear.
And Scroll is going to put the lone remaining member of Lucid out of their misery with that arrow there. Shock dart coming through. But that's a turnaround and a half there. Now RipNTear, they've got well, look at all these weapons. They've just recovered a bunch of Spectres. They're not even going to upgrade to rifles for the most part. It's only going to be Greg buying in with that rifle. And in Mindfreak, they're going to stick to pistols for this one because they need to build up some economy now.
I don't think Swirl knew what to expect. They thought, okay, we've lost our jet. I'll be fine around this corner. Nope. Void happened to dash into the same spot under where the Omen was sitting. I love it.
Yeah, huge round from Void there. You love to see it. Very dynamic plays. And now we're going to see probably a bit more of an aggressive defense. They know they've got the gun advantage, so RipNTear able to get aggressive. They've rotated very early just based on what little information they've already managed to gather. I say what little, they've probably got quite a lot of information at this point. And Koro probably looking to push up to get some more soon as well as they slowly eliminate the possibilities as to where this Mindfreak team is. Ability coming out onto B means that here comes the rotate now as the hit comes in.
Oh, poor Lucid. Didn't expect Scroll to be popping out of the smoke. Void gets another, adding to the tally almost at the Blade Storm. Is the jet only 2 rounds in? Jasper gets a nice answer back. It might just be too little too late. Spray down, spike down on site. Koro, little lost in the dark cover. But that will be RipNTear pulling ahead just 3 rounds in. That was a really nice response to losing that pistol round.
Yeah, I mean, they got super aggressive, completely caught Mindfreak off guard, and it put Mindfreak in a position after losing that one. They bought so heavily in to prevent exactly what happened from happening that they didn't have any choice but to basically drop that 3rd round. At that point, any guns you can take away is a win. So the fact that they at least got one, it's something. Ooh. It's an early dart onto Void's going to slow down some aggression there. Mindfreak now, they finally got all the rifles they want as they start to stack up towards A, but they haven't given up mid control either. And RipNTear, they're sort of just shuffling around players right now, trying to work out what they want to defend against. Mindfreak playing very slow and passive again. We saw this in their previous matchup. They're not ones to jump into something over zealously, and it looks like they're now heading towards A, which has a very strong defense on it at the moment due to that earlier reshuffle.
It's an early Hunter's Fury. Koro almost gets caught out by it, clears the space. It gives Mindfreak access to the point. Koro is spraying. Eventually gets the drop onto Cell, but it took so long. Lucid able to get in a position to follow that one up. Jasper in there as well. The door goes down. Skrull takes down the Cypher just before it hits the ground. The spike down. But of course, Jax will be there to retrieve it.
30 seconds
The
left.
plant will come through. A little shocked up for effort. 3v3 as RipNTear re-engage onto the site, Pironious.
Yeah, they're looking to retake this one. They've got a fair amount of control, fair amount of intel. They've got a good idea where these players are. Jasper's not going to make it easy for them. Oh!
Thunder rolls
That's
out of
getting
heaven.
caught out there. Greg just alone, caught out with the Thunder. He's just going to back away here, try and save this weaponry. You're not in a position to pick a 1v3 fight on 30 health.
No. And given both teams are separating to opposite sides of the map, Mindfreak going to level things up. Well, I suppose those 2 points aren't related. Just means they're not going to clean up the breach. They're going to get this round anyway. Jasper thought it might have been trying to dice with death there, thinking, where does that spike stop? I think I can just stand on the edge and make it look cool.
Well, you know what they say about looking at explosions.
Don't look at it. Is it an explosion? I mean, it looks like an explosion, but it's a weird black thing. Is it? We need some more lore, please, right? I want to know everything about this game. I'm talking like Star Wars pre-Disney know everything about a certain topic. I love that they got to the point where every person in the cantina scene from A New Hope had a backstory. You don't need it, but it's nice. It's nice to have that level of information.
Absolutely. Speaking of information, that is what both these teams looking for at the moment. Mindfreak already getting a lot of intel as they have pretty good eyes on mid. They know there's no one posted up there in short. Slowly making their way towards B at the moment, but they've got a couple of people lurking there as well. So they don't have to commit to it. Knives coming out from... Was that Void dropping the knives? I'm actually not 100% sure.
Could be either of them. Yeah, it doesn't really give the green thing like it does for an Empress. There's a suggestion there. I'm going to submit that to Riot as soon as I find where you submit those kind of suggestions to. In any case, A is
actually rotated towards A, yeah.
Yeah.
There's the knives. Void indeed bringing out the knives there. But again, Mindfreak, they play this passive, and this is what we saw from them. They like a very passive playstyle. They want to punish any sort of aggression coming out from RipNTear, and we have seen that RipNTear will get very aggressive when they think it'll work out. So far, it has.
The spike making its way back across, but we saw Lukey actually get the out drone spotted Jax.
Ooh.
So RipNTear's aware of what's coming. Sneaky Lucid tying someone down on the A site. Oh, Greg. Oh, Greg, you poor man.
And Koro gets caught out at mid as well. Lukey now stepping in.
Oh, Scroll denying the plans. They've done it.
That is huge. That is just, yep.
That is brilliant play. So patient. And, I mean, Scroll and Lukey, the only two players left alive with RipNTear, you'll often see them as the last players remaining. It makes sense. Cypher and Sober, they're more wanting to sit back and play with intel. But Scroll and Lukey are so calm under pressure. I like to think of them as the clutch kings. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw RipNTear get into a position where they are the last two players remaining. Mindfreak maybe have the spike down, and you see those two come in, sweep everything away, and get the defuse. They've shown that they can do it, and that's the kind of experience that I like to see from these high-level teams. Just calm under pressure.
Absolutely. Once again, both these teams are able to buy into these rounds. Void will get an early pick onto Swirl. It's a great opening here for RipNTear. So they look to extend this lead. However, it has not dissuaded the hit from Mindfreak. They are still working up towards B. Maybe taking the bomb through mid to get there. That could be risky. They're actually backing away now. So there's an opportunity to rotate, but that way is definitely locked. Watched rather. Scroll keeping an eye out. Drone has gone down though. So they've got control of mid now.
Yeah, I don't think...
Will Scroll go big, or is he not willing to risk it?
No, Scroll only saw signed on Catwalk there. Didn't see the rest of the team making the way from B main. So we'll give market control over to Mindfreak.
Yeah, looks like they're going to go mid to B here, and, well, the defense is not super well positioned for it. Call-out's been made, though, and so we do have Scroll rotating back through, just spraying through the smoke a little bit, trying to get lucky. Meanwhile, the hit's actually going to come down onto A as Mindfreak rotate yet again. Koro not in a great position there, but no, he's absolutely ready for it.
They saw the dark cover come out, and he's still going. He's on two. Oh, Jax turns around. Greg finished that one off. RipNTear. The patience on this team is, it's just so good.
I thought Koro was dead. He didn't have a gun in his hands. Throws out the dark color, gets the gun out in time, mows down 3. What a great performance there. And as a result, we will be going into a tactical pause as Mindfreak look to get their bearings after that one. And understandably so, they are not in a great position here. Economy's hurting a little bit. They're not going to be able to invest fully into this round unless they really want to force it. And even then, they can't put up the full buy. So it looks like they will be going for a bit of a half buy there, saving money for the next round. Meanwhile, nothing but money on the side of RipNTear. And this is really not what I was expecting the early scoreline to look like from these teams. But I suppose you do have more experience with them than me.
Yeah, it's
exciting.
I would not be wanting to pick a winner. I wouldn't want to be putting money down on trying to pick a winner when these two teams face off. It could go either way whenever they play. And, I mean, even just, I don't have anything in it, but I don't want to predict anyone to win because I'm going to be overjoyed no matter who wins because I know that this match is going to go down to the wire. Not only are the teams very consistently matched, they're running the same setups, for Pete's sake. They've both got players who can pop off when needed. This is Scrawl leading the way. You don't necessarily expect that out of the sofa, but sometimes it's Scrawl's match. And
yeah,
it's just, and it's interesting. There's some teams that have that one hero play you expect a lot out of, whereas other teams, they're just evenly consistent across the team. Someone steps up in a given match, and then you've got players like Scrawl who get one, get taken down. I've talked way into the action. Jasper is getting the spike down under the cover of darkness.
Ooh,
Koro, nice re-entry under the site for RipNTear.
It's a 4v3 retake, definitely doable for either team here. RipNTear, they've got the numbers and the weapons to make it happen. Utility coming out now as they get on there.
Oh, Jax puts some knives somewhere unholy onto Luca, but Jasper with 3. He's going to put the odds back in Mindfreak's favour. The 4 for the breach. Welcome to the match. Puts himself right at the top of that scoreboard. That was a nice comeback from Mindfreak there. It was looking a bit dicey, but it looks like the tactical pause has paid off, giving them that calm that they needed.
Well, I mean, that's what we've seen from them so far, is maybe they take a bit to get settled in these matches. If the last game's anything to go by, in both halves, they sort of had not the best performance in the start of the half and then came back strong towards the end. This could be the beginning of them absolutely running away with it. They've now got all the guns in hand. Oh, wow. And some aggressive players coming out from RipNTear. Unfortunately, that's not where Mindfreak was stacked up, so that's a lot of resources used up.
Lukey in heaven gets 2, gets the 3rd. What? Oh, Lukey, you absolute beauty. Koro gets taken down though, so you know what, even with those 2 kills, actually, RipNTear have the advantage. Void definitely dodged the Hunter's Fury. Lucid not so lucky, and now just Signed left on the point. The Lonely Sova, can he replicate Scrawl's magic? Nope.
Turns out not so much.
Oh, boy gets a little skin upgrade.
Will be,
Good job.
5th round going over in favour of RipNTear here. I did say at the start, this is not Mindfreak's strongest map rather, by any stretch of the imagination. While we actually didn't have any information about how well RipNTear played this one. They don't have any recent history on this map, so we now know they're pretty good, at least based on half of the first half, I guess. Probably shouldn't say that quite so certainly, but they're certainly putting up a great performance so far.
It is a map they've tended to avoid. Even in other tournaments, they typically go for Haven and ban splits. So a bit of a nothing map for them. You know, not good, not bad. Just we'll play it. But so far, they're playing it really well. Koro opening up. Gonna get trapped by the door. I'm gonna claim that as being squashed by the door there. Swell just got the final blow.
Exactly where you are.
Actually, that would have been Void trigger here too. That's not very nice team play.
Yeah, nonetheless, we do get some neural theft out, which tells all the members of RipNTear that Mindfreak were stacked up outside of B. Of course, we do have Signed over on the lurk now, trying to get some information, trying to work out if maybe a rotate is on the cards. Mindfreak again playing this one very patiently, very calmly, as is their wont, but it looks like maybe they do creep towards this B site. Cage coming out on that B area now.
I don't think Luki expected that to be so timely, given that Swirl was getting ready to invest a bit of utility there, but chose to back off once the cage went down. Though it's given Mindfreak a nice opportunity. The rotation's gone through from RipNTear onto A. Swirl gets in, gonna have to deal with one. Oh, Void the patience! Holy dooly, picks up 3. Spike is down. And once again, it's just Signed left. The one player from Mindfreak. Only 14 seconds left. Not likely going to retreat to Spike. Just going to be content saving the Vandal.
You'll love to see that sort of trigger discipline. Void, he knows they're coming through thanks to the Cypher tripwire. He just decides, you know what? Wait, I'll see if they check the corner. And they do not check the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, always check your corners.
And especially given that Void was the only player on site at that point. Everyone else over at A.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that could have been a great play from Mindfreak if they managed to get that site almost for free. Instead, Void opens up a rather expensive account in their name and cleans that one up instead.
Is that one more away from the Blade Storm? We'll see that ripped out yet again, but both teams this time able to buy in. Lucid, half shields, but you know what? That's okay. It's just a bullet either way. Void, very aggressive, but this time it doesn't pay off. It actually hands over a free neural theft to Lucid. The Hunter's Fury out from side. Doesn't quite find anything. I mean, Mindfreak, they have so much control right now. Only 3 players left on RipNTear. Lukey, only player on point A. Not going to have much to do for the moment. As Mindfreak, they move up through market. Still taking their time. Don't want to give away anything too cheaply. Squander this advantage.
Yeah, Lukey just trying to get as much information as he can before he rotates through. Mindfreak, they're actually going to head over towards A now.
Lukey might catch Lucid.
Lucid's now in the lurk position. Gets picked up by Greg, and so that's going to it's going to open things up here now. All remaining members of Mindfreak are on site, but well, they don't know that one for sure. They do need to check these corners, as they did not have a lot of map control. So RipNTear, they need to carefully make their way towards the site, eliminate where these players could be. Now we have the retake on, but it is a 3v4 against them.
Scroll just looking to find something through the floor. Greg spraying into the cover, gives away his position. So we're going to finish that one off. Now the Clutch Kings, can they get the job done? Lukey able to take down Jax. Oh my word, they're bringing it back. It's just Swirl left. The Omen on the side gets taken down. They've done it. The Clutch Kings do it again. Oh, actually, you know what? The spike might just go off. Oh, they did it.
No, you're good.
Yes. My lord, but
predicted
RipNTear.
several rounds ago, you're like, this will happen. This will happen. It'll be down to the two of them to retake a site, get the defuse, and they'll do it. And absolutely, that is what you've just seen.
Oh.
Everyone, what a great performance here. RipNTear now lead 7-3 in the half. 2 rounds remaining. This is looking really good for the underdogs. Well,
yep.
I say underdogs.
I'm content to follow that narrative along. RipNTear can come out 13-10 against ExoClan, the #1 seed. Take their Mindfreak as well. They're setting themselves up really well for the rest of the tournament. It's their 3rd round win on the trot. The first time they've been able to get that many. Mindfreak, though, haven't had any luck. I mean, the 3 rounds they've got have all been solo rounds, and this time, an eco round, once again, they find themselves in a difficult position. Oh, Void.
That certainly doesn't help things either. Void taking up 2, does not get the 3rd. Jasper able to punish. And, well, he's not going to immediately jump on that op because someone may be watching it. Little does he know it is actually perfectly available for him to steal at the moment. But
it's free real estate.
It's free real estate. Will it be picked up by Signed instead? Almost said Scroll.
Lucid takes care of Greg, but doesn't see Koro sitting on those boxes. Nice little perch for the Omen. That cover will make this engage a lot harder for Mindfreak. Well, a lot harder than it already is. A player down, time not on their side, and RipNTear on the prowl.
Yeah, they're going to back away, which I like because obviously a lot of players on that A site. A bit of recon dart going out as well. Just try and get some information. Going to rotate through quickly. This is doable. Up from the shadows coming
Koro.
through. That's going to make it a lot harder.
So smart. They know that they're the trap wire and the cage giving their position away. Scroll with 1 signed. As an op, you know, maybe a little collat can do the job. Gonna be hard pressed to do it. The Sheriff pokes away. Lukey ends up being the one finishing that off. RipNTear on a roll. 8-3 as we go into the final round of the half.
That's right. Last round before the half. And both these teams looking to bring out everything here. Swirl is going to have a From the Shadows available in this one. Other than that, I mean, Void has the knives as well, but Void's going to be primarily using that operator. No op to answer that on the side of Mindfreak. Economy not able to afford that one. They're stacked up outside of B. Go for an uncharacteristic fast play here to try and change the pace. Oh, that's a bit of early damage there coming through from that shock dart.
Well, Jax is only one away from the Blade Storm, so quick kill. Can provide that nice little bit of utility. There is Swirl's repositioning, just for a bit of intel. Mindfreak on site. Jax in a nice position to take down score, but Lukey with 2. Things looking alright for RipNTear. Odds are now even thanks to Jasper. Koro on the higher ground. Jasper with another. The spike is going to be going down. That utility also there. Koro throws to the Paranoia. Doesn't quite find anyone. Greg down. Just the Omen left. Mindfreak, they get a much needed round win at the end of the half.
Yeah, it will be an 8-4 half in favor of RipNTear. We'll see if Mindfreak are able to bring it back now that they're over on the defense. If that is where the strength lies. Certainly they were looking a lot stronger on the defense on Ascent as well, so we'll see if that holds over here. And I'm interested to see what sort of plays we get from RipNTear, because we've seen them be patient. We've also seen them be very aggressive, and we've seen both of them work out for them. So it's got to be hard to play against when you're not sure just which play style that RipNTear are going to go with. The fact that they can balance between these two is a great edge, and immediately we're seeing some early aggression coming out from Mindfreak, playing a very active defense, but
doesn't pay off for Lucid. The door going down as
absolutely does not.
Traded evenly spike. Maybe planted. Greg waiting underneath. Well, you talked about how RipNTear are going to play. They're going to be playing a lot off Greg's utility. He's really, really good with the breach utility, throwing a lot out each round, but it's always really useful.
Yeah, I mean, with the recent breach buff, he is quite possibly strongest hero in the game.
Long range
Jax taking down Koro is an entry into this one.
Picks up the third as well. A bit of cloud cover for Jasper as he diffuses, but it's not really needed. They get the kills they need. They get the spike diffused. Everything you could have wanted from Mindfreak. But we saw this from the last time. They won the pistol round, and RipNTear surprised them with the follow-up.
Absolutely. We'll see if that can be repeated here. Oh, I'm just having some... There we go.
And it happens.
Yeah, I need to upgrade my system, I think. But
well, you should have joined one of these teams.
As a player. Yeah. Absolutely. These players, by the way, as part of the prizes, the winning team will be getting a full new PCs and the specs on
Void!
those things are very impressive. Void, ooh.
This time, Mindfreak were ready for the aggression. Lukey and Koro answer back with one. Swirl, they're evening the odds once again. It's going to put Mindfreak back in control. They've got the armory advantage. And they know where RipNTear is holed up in that market area.
One enemy remaining.
Lucid. Getting the drop on them. A nice little 3k. Actually, back to the comment about the PC. Also, the MVP, the best player in the tournament, will be receiving another PC. Well, I say another PC. If the winner is on the MVP, they get 2 PCs. But you know what? Whoever gets it will be getting it. It's the sweet PC. Check out Chief's Twitter, Chief's ESC. They posted a picture of it. It's an Omen-themed PC. It's insane. It's got the. It looks like an Omen if he was somehow a Transformer. I mean, honestly, if anyone was going to be a Transformer, I'd expect Cypher to take that role. Because you don't know if he's a human or not.
Or Breach with the arm, right?
That's true.
Keep replacing...
That's a new ultimate ability I'd like to see. Transforming Breach.
Bit of a stalemate outside of B there, but in the end, does not go well for the members of Mindfreak. Drop 2 there, and now it is, well, moving towards, I guess, cleanup as RipNTear look to assert their dominance on this map. They've got the equipment advantage already. Now they got the players advantage. They're still playing this very cautiously. They don't want to give away any guns for free and give Mindfreak a chance to get back into this round. So very cautiously approaching, still haven't committed to either site, but they are edging towards the B site now.
It's particularly important they do play carefully because Mindfreak didn't buy into this round. So any value that they get out of this will really play doubly into their economy, that they don't have to buy next round, and they've got the money they save for not buying into this one.
30 seconds.
RipNTear, they need to get a wriggle on. Only 30 seconds left in the rotations through mid, coming back. It might be just there in time to support Jax, the lone player. Okay, never mind.
Well, Jax does get some damage onto the table before getting taken out, but
Nice double. Sorry, the nice double face there, enable them to take down two.
Here.
Lucid gets the upgrade, but still going to go for it.
yeah, again, as you said, they didn't invest a lot into that round, so any guns that they can take away, especially with how precarious maybe the RipNTear economy was, is a bonus. It's absolutely worth going for the play rather than saving just for the potential economic damage. I mean, you pick up two, bit of damage there. I mean, now you've got a position where Greg's not able to get the gun that they'd prefer to be playing with. Has to be a compromise. And meanwhile, members of Mindfreak, they've got everything that they could want.
Plus the opt for Jax, we'll see if that's able to light up the kill feed. Saw how good he was with it on split in their first match. So far, not finding anything, just a wall of darkness. A wall of cover.
Early pickup from Void there, Swirl going down.
Oh, the trap wire almost catches out Koro.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you are.
And Lukey on the lurk, actually waiting. The Neural Theft highlighting that there is a Sova there. Just backing up ever so slightly. B control is in RipNTear's hands. The spike will be going down.
Spike planted.
I like this little lurk from Lukey. Waiting for someone to rotate through mid. Not going to have much luck though. But it's better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering if Mindfreak even go for this one, and it looked like maybe they were going to back off, but they are making their way towards the side now. And Lukey pays off. Will get picked up by Jasper in return, but
It's just them right level
now,
of deterrent.
now Mindfreak, at the very least, they've upgraded, or at least they dropped over one of the guns, no longer carrying around that judge. But they're going to back away, save these guns into the next round, because they can't afford to really buy rifles next round, so they want to keep the ones they've got now.
So then closing the door for good measure. RipNTear, they kind of suspect they know where Mindfreak is going to be holed up, able to avoid any further damage. So they move on to double digits. They're still 4 ahead. So still 4 ahead. They extend the lead out to 4 ahead once again. But I mean, Mindfreak have at least had a better half. Like only 4 rounds in, but they've had a better half this half. They are able to string together 2 rounds in a row for the first time in the match. And being on the defense, they've got they can just sit and wait and make RipNTear come to them.
Yeah, well, they need to get a bit more into this one. They're starting to run out of room. It's a good start from Mindfreak, though, taking down Void. There goes Greg as well. Scroll will get the trade back onto Jasper. So, that's why I say that. They hit back hard. Lukey and Koro picking up another 2.
Spike planted.
We'll see if Swirl's able to spot Lukey on the low ground. No, he's just going to... He's given away his position. They know exactly where he's hiding. Oh no, the Hunter's Fury.
Comes up, he
dodges the 3rd one. Okay, it was Crawl, I think, was going for Swirl, but picks up Jax instead. Now just the Omen left. Put some holes in the hat. No more soul sucking for you. Also, brain eating. Rain is more the soul sucker. Oh no, Scrawl.
Gets the dink, but not enough. Swirl trying to find a way into this. Then both these players are injured, but timing is unlucky there. Scrawl will get the final blow there, ending the round, even as the bomb just goes off there. 11-6 now in favor of RipNTear, who are looking like maybe they get to close this one out, and that does some very interesting things to the group standings, if so.
It does indeed, and you saw in that round just how amazing Scroll is with that Sova utility usage. The Hunter's Fury, it kept Swirl locked up for a good 5-10 seconds. Even the lucky shot got Jax as well, and then that shock dart just to force the Sova back. Force the Omen back just enough to buy them a little bit of time, make him think, oh well, I've got to go and put myself in a risky position just to try and make something happen. So brilliant play out of the Sova. See, almost leading the way. Luki's just edging ahead kill-wise, but geez, actually Scroll's only died 6 times. So 11 rounds survived.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, as you say, you know, you pointed him out. He's a very cautious player, likely to be one of the last ones alive, and definitely able to clutch it up. And he's absolutely delivered through with the performance. You can see that in the scoreline. We're into another tactical pause as Mindfreak try to rally themselves as their backs are up against the wall. They don't have the economy to buy into this round, so it's going to be another round of power pistols and SMGs by the looks of it. And a lot of pressure running on these players. They need to start changing their fortunes. Otherwise, this one may just get away from them. RipNTear looking very strong here. They've got a huge economy. It's going to take quite a while to break that one. And, I mean, that's the really rough part, is that not only are they going to have to start picking up consecutive rounds back to back to back to get back into this game, but it's going to be a long time before the members of RipNTear aren't going to be fighting at full strength as well. So quite a hurdle to overcome. But, I mean, if anyone can do it, it is this Mindfreak roster, as we get back underway here now. And they have really, there's an interesting defense posted up from Mindfreak, actually. As they're really focusing on that mid area, and I think that's been already expected from those of RipNTear who start spamming through the wall there. You see immediate rotations coming out of Mindfreak.
The first round in a few that Void hasn't immediately dashed in as well. You know, it paid off in that second round, getting a surprise couple of kills, but I mean, Mindfreak's had the response. They've been able to take Void down after giving away a little bit of intel. We'll see if Jet wants to play it a little more cautiously. They make their way up through B main. Gonna just grab that orb. Free Blade Storm. Yeah, I'll take that. Whoops it out straight away. Here we go. The aggressive play once again. Oh no, it gets caught. Jack's gonna burn that one down. Gives away a Vandal. Actually, if you die without the gun out, does it drop? That's a question for another time. There you go. Yeah, Jax did retrieve that in the end.
Spike planted.
Greg watching for the rotations. Able to take down Jax. Gonna have to be wary. You're still seeing Signed there. Actually, being watched by both Signed and Swirl, the 2 newest members of Mindfreak, but it is the Sheriff that gets the job done. Swirl on the high ground. Once that utility is gone, able to pop out a nice flash. We'll see Koro out of the fight. Scroll answers back onto Luso, gets taken down in turn. And now it's just Luki left. The Clutch King, can he do it again? Gets one. But in the end, the Ghost will prove too much as Mindfreak, they get back on the board once again. As you were saying before that round, they needed to start picking out rounds. Ooh. Oh, 0.1 seconds.
Oh, they almost don't get that one done in time. They get the defuse through. Oh, I felt that one, but that is indeed a big round win for Mindfreak. They absolutely need to start shifting the momentum in their favor. Now they're able to try and keep it going. They've got the guns to buy into this round, unlike the previous one. But as we were saying, a big economy on the side of RipNTear. They've able to get all the guns they want back into this one. And with the mounting loss bonus, they're probably still able to put up a pretty good buy in the next round, especially with that spare money on Koro as well. So it's not going to be so easy to bankrupt your opponent here. And Mindfreak, they've still got one round in the bank that they can afford to give up before it's over, but you'd rather keep that one. Hit coming down mid now.
Void gets the drop onto Jax. Unfortunately, the other Jet not able to land the shots that were required. Now heaps of cloud cover. Watching the defender spawn. It's giving RipNTear, oh, so much control, but Jasper through the smoke, able to take care of Void. Luki answers back with 1. So far, the spike still going down. RipNTear have the numbers they need. The Hunter shooting for sight. Oh, hit a couple.
Good.
Yeah, not quite able to finish them off. Rolling Thunder invested too.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder invested through. Doesn't actually connect to anyone, though. There's going to be an opportunity here, nonetheless, for Mindfreak. It's 4v3 retake against. They've got some damage down.
Oh.
That's a big pick up on the Korra by Jasper. It's going to help, but he's taking a lot of damage in the process. Oh, it's a rough position to be in if you are a certain Luki there. But
hey, Greg! Comes up with the goods, picks up a double. Just signed left. Sova has to back off. Yeah, half health, gonna get 1. Okay, picks up the triple.
Yeah, he'll pick up the 2, but he's not able to get out of the site in time. So that is going to be the 12th round over. Well, yes, triple all up. You are correct there. It'll be the 12th round for RipNTear. And match point thus in their name. Mindfreak absolutely have their backs to it now. And because everyone went down in that one, they're having to go for a compromise buy here. They've got a smattering of rifles. They don't quite all have the armor they'd want. It's a risky position to be in. But let's see if they can make it happen nonetheless. We've seen them do more with less. They need to keep their hopes alive. They need to pick up 5 consecutive rounds to force the OT. That is a mean feat.
Well, Lucid is going to be the player to watch. Gets flashed. Void just jumps over the top. Luki actually finishes off the Cypher. A neural theft just for good measure. They get the spike down. They know where the defenders are going to be coming from. Swirl, can he make an impact coming out through the garden? Door is down, so even if he comes that way, he's going to have to burn it down. Mindfreak, a tall task ahead of them, Pironious.
Absolutely. A 4v5 retake with suboptimal weaponry, although they have recovered the rifle, so it's not as bad as it could have been. Here comes the hit.
Oh, Scroll was spotted to the floor. Mindfreak bringing it back. It's just... Look at that. So it's just Greg level. Will be burnt down. But... Oh, no.
They've got time. No, they've got it. They've got it. It's fine.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Less than 2 seconds, though.
They couldn't have given any more time to spare for that one. It's fortunate they were able to clear the site as quickly as they did, because, as you say, they were running out of time there, but they get it done in time, and so keep their hopes alive in this series. That's 1 down. They need 4 more rounds to keep this one alive, but at least, finally, after a couple of round wins and some heavy damage dealt, RipNTear finally out of money. They're going to not invest heavily into this round so they can come out with another gun round after it. So this is maybe an opportunity for Mindfreak to close the gap. That said, again, we've seen RipNTear pull up some incredible numbers with suboptimal buys. Both of these teams make their opponents fight for it, so nothing is guaranteed here.
Nice Recon ball highlights all 4 players. Jack sitting in the corner, learnt a trick or 2 from Void, takes care of Koro, dashes across, but it's not enough to get away from Greg with the Sheriff. So I'm trying to figure out which player Greg is. Picks up a Phantom for his effort. Void gets the drop onto Sign. The spike is onside. The Owl drone there providing plenty of intel. They know they're safe. It's Greg into the corner. Lucid answers back, evens it up at 3v3. Pironious, Swirl. Mindfreak once again, nice re-engage. They're going to have to deal with the Rolling Thunder though.
Yeah, good Rolling Thunder through there is going to at least slow things down, delay the push, but maybe not as much as they'd like. Lucid pushing in very aggressively, Swirl there to back him up, and that will be the site clear. So after what was maybe a closer round than the members of Mindfreak would have hoped, they do manage to get the retake through successfully by themselves. Another state of execution here. But this time, RipNTear are going to be able to invest in with all the guns. So, again, Mindfreak, they need to keep this up. They need to keep this momentum going. At least they're getting their ultimates online here in the rotation. But so are RipNTear, so there's no definite edge here. It's going to come down to, again, who gets these first picks, who's able to capitalize. There's so much at stake here. I mean, if RipNTear close this one out, it means that there is no longer going to be a clear number 2 position. It means that there's probably going to be an extra tiebreaker game at the end of the evening to work out who goes on from groups. So big opportunity here.
Maybe depends on the results of the. I don't know. We'll discuss that after the game because if Mindfreak lose this, we'll discuss it afterwards because it's going to be very interesting.
Exactly. And we see the hit coming up through A short.
Swirl ain't having any of that bit funny business. Backs out through Gardens. No, thank you, sir. I'm content to let them through. We'll take the re-engage. They've got 4 defuse wins so far. Void gets spotted. Still able to get away. Has the blades in hand. But Lukey gets the first kill. The nice shock dart is going to take care of Void. I'm not watching any of this, by the way. Just being a bad observer.
Also gets some extra damage onto Koro. Sorry, not Koro, onto Swirt, rather.
Oh, Koro!
It was Koro. I'm just I'm all over the place.
A rock and a hard place sign is far in the Hunter's Fury through. Gonna tag a couple. Oh!
Big tag.
Is that Scroll on 12 health? That's nasty.
Sure is.
Drop
They're
on
running out of time, though. They need to start this defuse.
Oh, Scroll with the Hunter's Fury!
End it.
Oh, it's played so well. It's a 1v1, but that is the spike going up. RipNTear take down Mindfreak 13-9 and make the case for themselves being the second place team in this group.
Yeah, they're going to have an opportunity to fight for it by the looks of it, because now, with Legacy having already dropped the map, with Mindfreak having dropped a map, it means that no one is going to be coming through this one with a clean record. Like EXO presumably, I mean, they still are able to go this one 3-0, I assume. I haven't checked the scoreline, but I'm assuming that they beat Legacy. So there should still be a lock for the number 1 seed for it. But now, with Mindfreak having dropped the map here, RipNTear, it means that every other game in this group is now super important for positioning. Everything just got really exciting. I am super hyped for this one because, there are a lot of people ahead. Pretty sure that RipNTear weren't going to make it out of group. Now the road is there for them to do just that.
Well, they were the 8th seed coming into this tournament.
Yeah.
So
in fact, if they beat Legacy, then I think they get through.
They would. So RipNTear on 1, Mindfreak on 1. Legacy we don't know, but we'll assume for the moment that EXO beats them and they're on 0, which will put them out. No, not necessarily. But
not
you're
necessarily.
Right.
Yeah.
So Mindfreak have to go. Mindfreak have to take on EXO. So in order to get through, they have to beat EXO. RipNTear taking on Legacy, well, what's that? Transitive properties. RipNTear beat Mindfreak, beat Legacy. Therefore, RipNTear is going to beat Legacy.
Yeah, maybe. But again, it's never that simple. And of course, Legacy took Mindfreak to their strongest map, made it as hard as they could possibly to get that one through. So everything's still up in the air, and it really comes down to that. I think any of these other teams still have a pathway through, because if it ends up being 1 win apiece, because everyone manages to not... If we don't get that decisive second place in the group, we've got room in the schedule for a tiebreaker game to determine who gets through. So everything is very up in the air now for this group stage, and I am absolutely here for it. This is very exciting Valorant here. I could not be more chuffed. We've just ended up with what great games we've ended up getting to cover.
I don't know what the main channel was thinking, taking all those other lesser games. Speaking of main channel, you can check that out across the course of the entire weekend. They'll be the one showing the upper. I'm not going to show the empty bracket. That'd be weird.
That would be.
But that is Chiefs ESC. You can find them on Twitter, Twitch. Make sure you're checking them out for the rest of the weekend's details. Though tonight we've still got 1 match to go. I'm going to bring up the schedule. Pironious and I are going to be jumping to Group B. We're going to see Notick taking on Kanga Esports. We'll get the down low on where those teams sit in the little break we have. And we'll be able to bring back all the goss. But you know what? I feel like I've done a disservice to the teams that played here today. Just to quick look at the way the teams played. Lukey, the Cypher player for RipNTear, is the one that topped the scoreboard, put on a phenomenal performance, and rightly earned as the player of the match for this match. Making a case for himself as perhaps player of the tournament, wants to pick up that Omen PC, in addition to anything else that RipNTear is able to pick up. I would not be surprised if they at least get into those placings. And I think we never covered this before, but the prize pool for this tournament is $10,000 cold hard cash plus 5 Intel gaming PCs worth $5,000 each. You win this tournament, you are going to be set for first strike. I mean, Rise of Valor's first. You can enter that in first-class fashion. I've talked a long time, Pironious. Is there anything you want to cover before we go to a break?
Yeah, I just want to say, for those of you looking to follow the fortunes of Mindfreak, they'll be over with Digital QF versus ExoClan coming up next there. And if you're looking to follow RipNTear and work out if they win that game against Legacy, and that is a big match, they will be over on Massey and Two-Tap Gaming. Two-Tap Tony, isn't it?
Two-Tap
Sorry,
Tony, that's right. Tony.
Tony.
Who clicks
versus Legacy, and that very important matchup there for RipNTear. So some great games coming up. This Group A has really become super contentious. I love it. I'm so excited.
Indeed. And that will be all for us for the moment. Thanks to all the sponsors. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you for the next match if you remain around. But, if you're following your team, good luck with that. Thanks. And I'm just typing something so I can get us out of here. What would you congratulate Kanga Esports? It's KE now. All right. Thanks all. See you soon. Welcome back, folks, to what may be the final match of the night. Group A is looking like a bit of a Charlie Foxtrot at the moment with the way the results are going. But here in Group B is where Pironious and I are going to finish our scheduled matches for a face-off between Kanga Esports and Notick. Pironious, the first two matches have been absolutely amazing, and this one promises to keep on delivering.
Absolutely. I mean, this tournament so far has exceeded all of my expectations. I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a genuine loss for words. I am so excited already. Like, we came into this one and a lot of the analysis was like, oh yeah, both of these groups sort of have an obvious team that gets out, a team that, you know, probably gets out, but maybe there's a dark horse, and then a bottom of the table team that probably doesn't. And so far, everything has been thrown to absolute chaos between the patch changes, the roster upgrades, and everything else that's going on. And we just have some incredible, amazing, close Valorant here in OCE, and I'm so excited to be here. This is just amazing. Like, you don't understand how excited I am. We're going to be heading into our final matchup for the night, which is over in Group B, Notick versus Kanga Esports. And, well, this one, what can we say? I honestly didn't have a chance to. I've been so excited about Group A. I forgot to have a proper look at Group B. I know Tempzeroral had a look at Group B. So tell us through what is the stakes here.
Notick currently sitting on 1 win, 1 loss. Kanga Esports on 0 wins, 2 losses. If Kanga wins and then Avant loses, and Avant will be playing Order, who's been blitzing their way through the tournament so far, we'll see 3 teams on 1 win, 2 losses in the group, which means we'll have to go to the tiebreaker. The way we're breaking ties for the group stage is head-to-head results. If we can't do it that way, we go to a number of rounds 1. If they can't even go, actually it might be round difference or rounds 1. I forget the exact one. If we can't split it there, we will have to play more matches tonight, and both of these groups potentially looking like they might go that way.
Yeah, it will be round differential. Just to clarify on that one, it will be the 4 against result. But nonetheless, there's still so much up in the air for these teams. I mean, Group A is absolute chaos. But we're here in Group B, and this could be Kanga's opportunity to throw things back into chaos here.
And speaking of Kangas, let's introduce the teams. For Kanga Esports, it is Mist, Chronix, Ozrhino, Psycho, and Composed. Whereas Notick is Siko, Ellen Page, Infrequent, Pixel, and Kamzi.
Absolutely, and it will be Kanga starting out on the defense here, and thus Notick on the attack, and they make their way towards the A side. They're going to push in very aggressively by the looks of it. Very high-paced push into this pistol round. Well, they got a lot of early intel. They haven't gone for the plant now coming through here. No casualties on either side, so Kanga coming through to play for the retake. As we say that, Chronix goes down early. There's the trade back from Siko, taking out Ozrhino. So 1-to-1 trade here, but that is a very low Sova there on the part of Siko as well.
Siko gets trapped in lamps, cut down, Composed.
Ooh.
Gonna finish that one off, but gets traded back, so Notick not quite out of this yet. Whoa. Blimey, the 4K to finish things off. Sorry, the 4 kills in a row to finish things off. A nice start for Notick.
Yeah, it looked like maybe they were in trouble there. Kanga looked like they were getting advantage, and then they just flex back and absolutely take control of that one as like the defuse was tapped. Not really attempted, just sort of tapped to get the attackers to peek out, and the attackers peek out with extreme prejudice there, picking up that first round. Now we're going to see Notick invest heavily into the second round, as we'll often see the case. Bringing out a lot of Spectres there, wanting to confirm that through. But we have seen some upsets from this second round after losing the pistol previously tonight. So let's not count out Kanga yet. Heading towards B now, but a lot of utility coming through, and already Kanga picking up 1 with Pixel going down early. Potential to recover a gun.
Oh no, but Notick have the numbers on the site. They're going to wrap around. Take care of Composed, I believe it is in the corner. Yes, Ellen Page going to finish that one off. Nice to see her joining the OCE Valorant scene. She's quite talented. An actress and a Valorant player.
planted.
Spike will go down, and now it is a 4v3 retake against without really much in the way of weaponry either. The silver lining there is that there's very little to risk losing, so you can expect to see Kanga come in as they try to make this one happen.
Missed into the smoke. Unfortunately, finds a Jet lurking there. Notick, after a nice quick start, 2 in a row for them. But for the side of Kanga, we're going to see a full buy coming into this round. And Notick are going to, looks like they'll hold on to that limited buy if they carry through.
Okay, they're going for a bit of a bonus here, which, yeah, I respect the hustle, but we do see some extra weaponry coming out, but they're not heavily investing into this one, which could come back to bite them here, but we'll see. Kanga posting up the defense. And again, we're going to see a very spread out one here. Obviously, we are on bind, so you always want to keep your options open, especially once you head into these major rounds. And Frequent just firing through the smoke, hoping to catch someone out here, not really getting anything from that one, because, of course, no one's pushed up aggressively. Kanga playing a very passive defense here. They know they've got the better weaponry, or at least they've probably worked it out by now. So not wanting to give away any free upgrades to the attackers. Now the hit coming through.
Yeah, Chronic's a little paranoid someone might be there. Backs off. Throws out one of those flashes of their own. They've got stuck. Gonna cop a slow orb for their efforts. Gonna have to stand their ground, hope to make it work. Oh no, sprays down the middle of those two players. Seiko, the one to finish that one off. Mist gets an answer back. But actually, Trey's going either way. Still 3 players left for either team. Yeah. As I say that, Notick finally suffered probably their first player deficit in the match. Kanga Esports are in a position to get the defuse done. But they do need to finish off. Oh, Kamzi, so bold, waiting around the wall, sitting right on top of the spike. Pixel going to finish off one. The Cypher is down, just the Sage left. Not something I expected to be saying very often today, but nice headshot. It might just well have...
Timing.
It's bought enough time.
On this,
I don't know if Compose can
get
it.
She's done it.
Nice work from Sage. Oh, sorry, nice work from Pixel, sorry.
Yeah, Pixel absolutely manages to buy enough time there, and I think Kanga Esports sort of let that one get away. They could have rushed, like it's a lone Sage with a Ghost. They could have afforded to rush it and take the trade early. Instead, they for some reason very cautious to approach there, and so as a result, it buys the time needed for that bomb to go off. But really, that shouldn't have been allowed to happen in my view. So very well played there from the members of Notick, and maybe a missed opportunity from Kanga.
And I think, interestingly for both teams, they're playing unusual setups here on Bind. You don't often see the Jet. Sometimes you see the players swap off onto the Raze, but Kanga's playing both of those agents, and Notick with a Sage. Rather strange.
Yeah, I think it's not too uncommon to see the Jet on any given map, because it is the preferred hero for a lot of op users, so you know, her ability to fire and then dash away back into cover means that she is very strong with those.
Pixel got highlighted.
Composed, rather.
And the right click, but yeah, their response to Notick is so good. The spike going to be planted. They've got the numbers they need in Frequent. Spraying another one down. Kanga, they just got the 2 players remaining. They don't really have much to work with. Just a Stinger and a Sheriff. Rhino could make an impact. Couple of quick headshots to turn the tide. But I have to have luck on this side.
It's not a lot to really bother saving, so they might as well try and take some guns away from the members of Notick. But I mean, with the utility and weaponry that they're playing up against, it's not going to be easy. And sure enough, we do see both of them getting picked up there, which makes the 4th round for Notick coming into this one. Great early lead for them, really building that early economy. Kanga in a bit of a rough spot here, but they've got the weaponry this round to contest. This comes down to they've got to get themselves back into this matchup.
Psycho going all in on this round. The op bought no credits remaining, so if they lose out on that, it's a big investment down the drain. But Going to be poking down B main, and a couple of players there might just wander into their sightlines. Pixel goes in off the back of the Owl drone. Psycho able to get away. Cops with one bullet. But that's okay. You've saved most of your armor. Saved the op. Sage pushing up very aggressively with the rest of the team. Capture an orb. Resurrection being online for this round will give Notick that sort of extra player advantage, you could call it. Assuming, of course, you can get it off.
Yeah, and it looks like Notick actually going to be backing away from this B side. The defense has already rotated some of their members and looking like they might even be rotating more across.
Yeah, Pixel's waiting by the telly.
Yeah, Pixel's by the telly. Yeah, yes,
oh,
yes.
sorry, I've screwed up your train of thought.
They'll hear that teleport coming through as well, but it looks like the rotation now it's coming through as the hit starts to come onto A. We'll see everyone except for the Cypher make their way across. Compose going to just make sure no one slips through behind.
Lots of spray going out. Oh, it's a double fake out for Notick through the teleporter to B again. No, Kanga getting their steps in. There's still left one player over on site. Compose, able to burn out Sicko. The neural theft, does that go off if the Cypher's down? I don't think it does.
Look like it did.
Unfortunate, invested the ultimate, didn't get enough value from it. Infrequent, unleashes the blades, takes out Oz Rhino. And even 3v3, so still an opportunity here for Kanga, but they're going to be hard pressed.
Cool, they're making
nice
it work.
opening, yeah. Answering kill back from Ellen Page. Pixel not necessarily in a position to bring anyone back, and they're not... Okay, he's going to be using it. Infrequent back into the fight. Gets taken down by Ellen Page. Finishing that one off the Sage, just bait. They're going to retrieve a couple of weapons. Not that they needed it.
And that was so down to the wire as well. Psycho missed the op shot at close range. If they'd landed that one, take out Ellen Page, then maybe that round goes a different way. So very close down to the wire there. Probably the best round we've seen from Kanga so far, but in the end, it is still 5-0 against Notick, getting a huge early lead here in the half. And, well, Kanga needs to come up with something, but it probably won't be this round given the suboptimal buy they're on. It's going to be SMGs and a Sheriff with some half armor on a lot of these players. So unless they can catch the members of Notick by surprise, it's going to be pretty hard to make up the arsenal difference.
They might just catch the Omen out, especially with Ellen repositioning. No, dropping back. Chronic spraying away, looking for something, anything that can give them the advantage. They're on site. The spike is getting planted. Sicko though opens up with one. Pixel follows up with a nice double. And that leaves, once again, you're seeing Compose, the last player left, rotated around from B. A little too late to stop the spike being planted, but a stinger in hand. We'll have to make some kind of hero play to get the job done.
Good unfortunate that any of the drop weapons can't be recovered, and
I just couldn't decide. Just saw Infrequent poke around the corner. I thought, I don't need to check the corner, I'll get the jet. And unfortunate, but that's just the way it is sometimes. There's Notick on a roll right now. 6 rounds unanswered. It's a good-looking first half for the attacking team.
Yeah, definitely. They are looking so strong here. And Kanga, I mean, the pressure was on them here. They needed to pick up the win here to maybe open up the opportunity to get through out of this group. It's not looking like that will be the case. Obviously, the game is still young, still an opportunity to come back. But when you're 0-6 in the first half and you need every round win that you can get to try and force a tiebreaker in your favor, it's not looking good for Kanga here. So we see Notick setting up here, or maybe not setting up here as they actually back away from A. Looks like they are going to rotate over to B. Let's drop the spike and swap over as well.
Ellen put the dark cover in that spot on A where you'd put it down if you're going to plant the spike in the default setting. So nice, little sneaky bit of play there. Oh no, the rotations are coming through.
Rotating. Oh no!
Oh, missed. Trying to sneak your way around, but you're not sneaky enough.
No. Yeah, the lack of hit means they're going to make it back, and with that Bit of recon, the dart from the camera. It tells them everything they need to know about where the hit's coming down. We'll see the full rotation over onto B.
30 seconds left.
Wall goes
Oh,
up to Pixel.
Seiko! What a Hunter's Fury takes one down, comes in Pixel with kills of their own. Spike being planted just for the extra 300 credits at this point. Only 2 defenders remaining. Chronics and Oz Rhino have their work cut out for them, and I mean, so far it hasn't looked like they've had any luck.
Yeah, it's a rough position to be in. Kanga Esports not looking their best tonight. But all it takes sometimes is a bit of a change of momentum. Chronics picks up infrequent. That's a good start. I think that they maybe go for the save here, though. I don't think they're going to have the time to get that defuse. And
Oh,
Chronics will
Pixel!
get picked out by Pixel anyways.
And through the dark
On
cover
the
too.
hunt.
Ah, dearie me. Ozrano got one in the end. I mean, that's about the best you can hope for at this point, just sacrificing a tiny little bit of economy from Notick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you'd ideally like to maybe line that shot up in such a way that you take down 2 with the op shot, maybe then the next person doesn't want to peek, and you get away from that round with the op. But obviously no such luck coming through there, and so Kanga Esports now 0 for 7. Notick looking very strong here on Bind.
Looks like B will be the play once again. No, last time we saw them go straight for B, it was a fake out towards A, which turned into another fake out towards B. I'll be interested to see if Notick wants to play those funny games again. Plenty of defenders, though, on this site this time, Pironious.
Yeah, definitely, but there's one down already. Psycho the first to fall. And Pixel, ooh, catches some shots to the side of the head. It's basically just the fact that it was a suboptimal pie from Kanga that means that Pixel doesn't die there. The Stinger isn't able to make it happen, but
One enemy remaining.
well, it's just composed alone against the world once more. Against 4 players, and does get cleaned up by Alan Page once more. So another round, 8 consecutive rounds here for Notick. And I'm just referring back to my notes here. Kanga, we don't have a lot of history on Bind with them, but the one time they have played, they didn't win. So they technically have a 0% win rating on this map, but it does have that asterisk next to it as they've only played that once. It's looking like it might be 0% and 2. Unless there is a dramatic change of pace here, because this is all Notick all the way.
They played Bind against Avant, too.
I must not have had that one in... Oh, yeah, earlier tonight.
Yeah, that's from last round, so yeah. Up to
Yeah,
date,
well,
that's
that's both-
incredibly up to date information right there.
Like, oh, I wonder why that wasn't in my notes. It's like, because you wrote your notes before tonight's matches. Yes.
There's your
That'll do
mistake here. You should have put tonight's matches in your notes beforehand. It would have made casting a lot easier.
That's true. That's true.
Spike planted.
We'll have the spike down. First casualty being missed from Kanga going down. Alan Page continues to put up a great performance here on this Omen. That wall is going to make getting that defuse even harder.
It's going either way, finally favouring Kanga. They've got a 3v2 advantage. Question is, will Karmzy have an opportunity to use the neural theft if they want it? I mean, with 2 kills like that, who needs a neural theft? The wall, oh, it's so good. It's forcing this big rotation out of Oz Rhino. They know exactly where the race has to come from. Karmzy with the 3rd, and it looked really good for Kanga Esports for about 2 seconds. And then Notick just...
Yeah. And Notick is just playing this so well. They're winning the aim game. They're winning the brain game as well. They are just thinking circles around their opponents here with what they're doing, and it is just... I mean, after the 2 close games we've seen, it's almost a relief to see just... I don't know. It's getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I should feel good about this or not anymore, but like, it does still feel good. So, my apologies to Kanga Esports there.
Oh, Karmzy continues his reign of terror. That's 4 in a row across rounds. Psycho, what are you doing in there, Psycho? He's able to get 1 out of that.
W plus M1s at them and actually picks up a kill. but it wasn't the one that they were aiming for initially. That was just chaos right there.
Oh, poor little Boombot found a wall and turned back just before it was burnt down. You see Pixel waiting on top of that last remaining thing. The blast pack is good to get Ozrano in there, but it just puts you in Pixel's line of sight. A couple of extra kills have gone the way of Kanga, but once again they find themselves just a lone player remaining. This time it's Chronix. Sees Pixel,
Yeah.
Pixel sees Chronix and says hello to the Omen. Good night as well. Blimey, Notick 10-0 up. A dominant performance. They're looking set to secure their second place in the group.
Yep, they're looking really good here. And I mean, the best part here is all the players of Notick are really contributing. I mean, I'm genuinely surprised to see that Pixel is the team's bottom fragger, because it seems like so many clutch kills are coming through from Pixel, the Sage player. But everyone else is performing. The whole group is firing on all cylinders. Whole team is firing on all cylinders, rather. And it is working out really well for them. Meanwhile, Kanga are really struggling to get into this game. Their kills also very similar with no real standout players, but that's not really great for them here, unfortunately. And looks like we will be seeing a push towards B here. Oh, we see some aggression coming out.
Psycho threw a few blades through. Oh no, but the rotation is so good from Notick. They get the drop on those two players hiding out in that B main corridor. Spike going down once again. Calmsy doing the duty this time. Big player advantage. Chronix, Deja Vu, last player left.
And that's not the first time we've seen that out of Notick either, where they start up towards long. The players from long come under pressure, they fall back. We see the aggression from Kanga trying to chase down those kills, and then the players out of hookah push through, wrap around behind, and capture the aggression. They've done that before, they do it again that round. We're now at an 11-0 half, and the question starts to become, is Kanga going to pick up a round here in this matchup? And that is not something you want to be saying.
I mean, they are one of the top 8 teams in the region. That's why we invited them, or we then Chiefs invited them. They invited us to cast as well. But they are one of the best teams, top 8 teams in the region. They've shown it in their performances so far across multiple tournaments. It's just, maybe it's just not their day. Maybe Notick, they've got the upgrades that they needed to push themselves up from that. I think they were the 4th seed coming into this tournament.
I think they were lower. I think Notick was one of the lowest seeds in this tournament. I think this is really looking like an upset from them, because certainly I know in some of the precast comment, and chat is mentioning as much as well. Certainly Avril was expecting them to not really do very well here, and that is not how this has turned out. They are putting on a great show for us here. Alan Page picking up Mist. Still a 3v3, but we have the teleport coming through. It's going to be...
Oh no, Psycho misses the first shot. Now it's to play close range, just the classic. Hey, gets the drop on the pixel box. That's a brilliant play. Picks up a Vandal. Last player left isn't going to be enough. Seiko, sorry, not the last player left. It's Seiko, the last player left for Notick. All of a sudden, Kanga, they get one on the board.
They pick up a round.
Last
Final round of the half.
Maybe this is the start of the comeback.
Pick up a win.
Who knows? Maybe Notick just has no defense whatsoever, and this is Kanga's time to shine.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just pick up the next 12 rounds and win it out.
Look, it's doable. I mean, that's how reverse sweeps happen. You have to go down to match point or close to match point to make it happen. Maybe this is just the drama that we need. Just when we think the group might be a little easier than we thought. Nah, Kanga's like, you know what? We've read this script. We don't like it. It's a bit boring. Let's add a reverse sweep in the group stage to make things dead even across the board.
Certainly would be the twist we didn't expect. But, I mean, there's a certain level of grain of salt with a lot of the expectations coming into this, because there's been a lot of roster shuffles, and of course, the recent patch changes have done a lot as well, changing the balance. Cypher and Killjoy not as good as they used to be, and Kanga now looking to make their entry onto this A site, but there's still Sova hiding in the smoke.
Seiko's hiding in the smoke. I don't know where he is. A couple of right clicks. Good enough for one. So trade's going either way.
Player remaining.
It's given an advantage, big advantage over to Kanga. Ellen Page back on site though, removes Chronix. And I've just realised the colours are reversed. No, I was right. Kanga does have the player advantage. Still getting used to it. Into the smoke. Ships passing in the night, but Psycho finishing that one off. That is the second in a row. Yeah, it's pistol round, you know. It's the first and a half, but that's, look, 2 in a row is good for Kanga.
You absolutely need it. You need to pick up the pistol round. You need to get that early momentum so that you can make a run at this if you can go. So they absolutely need to pick up that round. They manage it. And maybe Psycho's starting to come alive here. They were a little quiet the first half, missed a couple of important op shots. Maybe starting to make something happen, although mostly with the pistols so far between that last round and there. So not out of the woodwork yet. Maybe in the nerves, a bit of jitters there. Do need to be confident on that op roll that you're going to land those shots. It looks like it's going to be a fake towards B and then the rotation through coming to A, but it seems to have worked. Defenders now, yeah, they're moving back into position. Now the utility starts to come down. It's going to be an entry to the site, and Psycho almost catches up the Sova there. Doesn't quite get the kill onto Seiko, who backs away.
And Pixel actually able to pick up Oz Rhino lurking around on B. So it's given Notick a little opening, and also given over a Spectre to the defense. Now, they need to make use of it. The spike is down. Kanga has the site on lockdown for the moment. We'll see what Notick is able to do on the re-entry. Seiko is already here. The rest of the team not far behind.
Yeah, they're slowly closing the loop in here. They've got the time. Pixel going to be the big player with that captured Spectre for the retake. But, I mean, they're running out of time here. That said, yeah, maybe Pixel backs off here, tries to save it, because it is now Pixel alone. And she's going to take one, or they're going to take one, rather.
Almost gets the second, too.
Almost, but almost doesn't do it, unfortunately.
Hey, but Kanga on a roll right now. 2 in a row, 3 in a row if you count the last half. I'm going to keep saying it, even though it doesn't have much impact, especially economically. For their economy, lads, so they put politics out of this. But we're seeing a limited, but no, they are going mostly rifles, composed just with the Spectre. Okay, and missed. So Notick will have the advantage coming into this one. We'll see if they're able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, looks like a very spread out push here. They're going to be playing for picks, playing for openings, looking to get a lot of early information, Kanga. Meanwhile, the defense is not getting too aggressive here. They finally got all the rifles in hand, and obviously Kanga not able to fully buy into that. They're going to stick with a couple of SMGs, a couple of rifles, Bulldog in the mix as well. So both of these teams just sizing each other up, looking for openings. No one's really committed anything major yet. Bit of minor utility here and there, but as we see Composed pushing up a long here now. And what have we got on the main screen? That is...
I'm looking for Composed.
Composed is number 1.
Thank you.
Yeah, he pushed all the way up, but he's actually backing out. So after all that, it looks like maybe they're moving over towards A now. The defense is rotating in kind.
So very patient play coming out of Kanga. I suppose Notick to a degree as well, not pushing ahead with their advantage.
Yeah.
They're content to let Kanga come to them. And why not when you got Mindfreak when they're spraying them down? 4 in a row for the Jet. Pixel going to deny the ace, but it does see Notick move on to match point. Blimey.
Match point.
I love the trigger discipline coming through there. Both the teams waiting for their opponent to make a mistake. In the end, the burden of attack is, of course, on the attacking team, and they have to finally make a move. And what a great play there from Infrequent, putting up great numbers there. Getting 4K, but they continue to put up great numbers all throughout this match. So now we have Kanga on the back foot. Match point against, and they need to pick up so many consecutive rounds to win this one out. Like, so many rounds. Another 10 rounds after this one to win it.
Well, it has to be faultless from them.
Yeah.
Actually, they need 11 because they have to win by 2.
True. 10 rounds will get you to OT, and then you got to play OT. That's a good point.
Oh, dearie me. Pixel waiting just below that hookah window. Oh god, I'm calling it hookah again. Hookah! Like a normal person, please. Mindfreak waiting.
Maybe it is hookah.
Oh, maybe it is.
Named after the hookah back there, so yeah.
Oh, just it's the word hook on the front. Who knows? Maybe that's me being uncultured and only knowing how to speak English. In any case, the rotation's coming through from Kanga, but they've got to go back and retrieve the spike before they can make a play to the site. Looks like Chronix will be the one doing that duty, and around to C.
Ellen
Page, pretty aggressive. Able to take down one. Means they've left just Calmsy on point. Cypher has a lot of,
30 seconds
stuck in the open too, so not necessarily able to get away. If worst comes to worst.
Good paranoia through there, sets that one up. But
oh, Rhino, if you wait your time, it might just... No. You see, Notick not giving anything to that.
I heard the ult being called. They're not going to let that happen.
It's given space for them to get the spike down at the very least. So now the pressure on Notick. Yeah, you've got the numbers, but you're walking into an entrenched defense. Chronic gets one before being taken down now. Lots of pressure on Oz Rhino. Almost no utility left, just a blast pack, and that will be Seiko taking that down, and Notick, once the defuse comes through, will be taking out the match in a convincing 13-3.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much more you can say about that one. That was definitely the most one-sided match we've covered tonight, and possibly might end up being one of the most one-sided matches in this first evening across all the streams, because obviously we've seen some really close games that have, been absolutely thrown Group A into chaos, but Group B at least maintains a sense of normality. And Notick closing that one out puts them into a very good chance. In fact, I think that locks up their second place in the group, does it?
I believe it does. I'll wait for the thing to go up in the bracket because I'm trying. So I'm just looking through the live update thing to see if there's a standings. Oh, there was a standings thing from end of round 2. But I believe that's the first match to complete playing in round 3. I'm not surprising if it's a bit shorter, only 16 rounds total. But that would put Notick on 2-1. So depending on the result from the Avant Order game, if Avant wins, they will be on 2-1. Order would be on 2-1 as well.
True.
So it locks them into equal second at the very least. And I'd say it's a good chance of getting them through, given just going on how Order has played so far. They beat Notick. They beat Kanga Esports. Still,
I think if they already beat Avant, then even if Avant take down,
they're playing Order now.
Yeah, even if Avant managed to beat Order, then I think by tiebreaker we'd still be seeing Notick going through, probably due to the head-to-head.
Yes. But if Avant took down, if Avant took down Order, it would put Order down there as well.
It gets messy if that happens. But Notick probably have secured their way through into the bracket for tomorrow. So well done to Notick there. Clean victory here, and all those extra rounds are definitely help for any tiebreaker differentials as well. So looking very good for the boys there. And commiserations to Kanga Esports, who are at this point eliminated from the tournament, but they've still got their opportunities. Obviously, we've got other big Valorant events coming up soon, so they've got a chance to go away, learn from this one, and come back stronger in the future.
Yeah, all these teams comfortably in the Rise of Valor tournament, which is taking place next week, which is, leading to that first strike, which the top 8 teams in the Oceanic region will be going head-to-head for the biggest prize of the year so far, and I wouldn't be surprised if these 8 teams we've seen in this tournament are the 8 that make it through. There may be a couple of surprises here and there, but they are the top 8, at least ranked teams in the region, and for good reason. We've seen that they're all pretty close just based on the results. No group has had unless Order gets the 3-0, So it takes the 3-0 group stage. No one has had a clean group stage.
Yeah, I think there was an expectation that Order get the 3-0, but there was also an expectation that EXO would get the 3-0, and that hasn't happened. So definitely there are some other strong rosters as well that could be considered contention to the top 8. Some of them were only put together after the invites for this came out, and some of them, for whatever other reason, it comes out, oh, is this team better than that team? There's definitely a couple of other teams that are worth mentioning, but these are the ones we've got for this one. And this, I suppose, brings us to the end of our coverage for this evening and our coverage for the tournament, in fact.
Yes.
It's been a fantastic evening of games, and I'm super excited to watch how the rest of it unfolds. I mean, Group A, man. I'm still not over that. This has given me a chance to calm down and relax after all the chaos that is Group A. But I've got to see how this gets resolved. I'm so hyped for it, and I'm so hyped for seeing how this unfolds here, because some of these teams are definitely a lot closer than people were expecting coming into it.
Well, I'll put up the schedule just so we can have a look. So where can we direct people's attention? EXO versus Mindfreak is happening on Digital QF. Legacy Esports versus RipNTear is happening on 2Tap Tony's channel. Make sure you check those out, because that is going to be amazing for the rest of the night. Rest of the tournament-wise, you can check out their main channel. That's Chiefs ESC. I don't think I have anything with the main channel on it. Yes, I do. I have this one. I'll transition to that. There you go. There's the main channel for tonight, but there's the Twitch link. Make sure you're checking out the Twitter as well. We've got a huge tournament ahead of us, as Pironious has said. The winner, of course, taking home the fair share of that $10,000 prize pool provided by our sponsors, L'Oreal Men Expert, and also the 5 monster gaming PCs provided by Intel with $5,000 each. I don't think I've spent $5,000 on all my PCs over the last 10 years, let alone put it all in one box, Pironious, with some massive prizes. And this is, it's just a great prelude to the rest of the Valorant we've got for the rest of the year.
Absolutely. So after tonight's games are done, things will be kicking off from 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time tomorrow on the main channel.
There you go. I've got this graphic lined up. There it goes.
Fantastic. So we've got that. We're also going to be continuing to be broadcasting some community matches, because obviously the main channel can't do both of the upper brackets at the same time. So we'll continue to have 2Tap Tony and Matsy covering games as well tomorrow. So make sure you check those out. It's going to be some great games as we move over to that bracket. It will be double a limb here on after, so plenty of opportunities left for the teams that make it through to the next stage. And I'm so excited to see how this tournament pans out. You don't even know. This is great Valorant. I'm super here for this.
Oh man. Turns out November is going to be the brightest month of 2020, just from the quality of the Valorant we get to see. But that will be all from us. Thanks to everyone who tuned in and watched me try and observe a Valorant match while talking about it as well. That's the reason I'm a caster, not an observer. I'm sure people will question the former as well. Yeah, thanks to everyone in chat who helped out with the issues I was having with regards to the overlay. Thanks, of course, to our sponsors. Thanks to Chiefs for not only hosting the tournament, but allowing us to come on to Community Cast these awesome teams. On behalf of myself and Pironious and Digital, who was joining us, or we were joining him, it's a bit confusing. Thanks, everyone, and good night.